All right.
And welcome to the Sikeston Public Schools Stadium for tonight's high school football game between the Charleston Blue Jays and the Sikeston Bulldogs. This is the 135th matchup between these two long storied rivalries dating back to the beginning of Sikeston football. Many call it the oldest rivalry west of the Mississippi River, at least in terms of the number of games played. I think there was one or two in St. Louis, Webster Groves, and Kirkwood come to mind where they've played longer than Sikeston and Charleston, but this is the longest in terms of game played. Hello, I am Derek James alongside the president, Matt Tanner, here for tonight's broadcast. And we have a spotter tonight, the Standard Democrats' David Jenkins, helping us out with stats and spotting tonight. So, Matt, big game here for both teams. Both teams riding a 4-game losing streak. Long history between these two. Obviously, it dates any of us that are living today. I mean, what do you think about this game here, Matt?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the Bulldogs respond to some adversity last week. You know, we talked about it on air last week, how at least on 2 occasions, maybe 3 or 4, where the Bulldogs were driving, even had points taken off the board at one time. Some penalties and mental mistakes, I guess we'd call them. And we're going to see how much or what they've done this week. What Coach Pulley, of course, it's obvious that I'm confident he stressed that this week to cut down on the penalties, cut down on the mental errors. And had that not happened, obviously with everything else remaining the same, they would have came away with the win. And frankly, probably a win that didn't have circled on the schedule at first. So it's going to be interesting to see how they come out tonight. Hopefully they're going to have some energy. One thing that I will note, and you can see him on the sideline now, Trey Scott got hurt in practice this week, and I suppose it's public now. It was he's on crutches. He's on crutches too. But his mom shared it on Facebook today, and evidently he got hurt in practice. They're hopeful for some good news as far as they're hopeful it's not an ACL or MCL, whatever she put on there. Hopeful for a partial tear or strain. Somebody will have to step up. I think that's always the calling card for a program that's a winning program or one that's trying to get there is next man up. You got to go. I mean, you certainly want him in the lineup, but I mean he won't be there tonight. So somebody's got to step up and make plays like Trey does.
Well, that is a big loss for the Bulldogs, and he has been a playmaker all year on defense. As we're always calling his name on
Absolutely.
our broadcasts. And there's number 81, Trey Scott, is in the backfield again. So, a little history on this game. Sikeston leads the series 95-35-4. Sikeston has a substantial lead in this and have really dominated the series dating back to the beginning. And but a little tidbit from last year, it was canceled due to the pandemic, COVID-19. It wasn't canceled because of that. It was Charleston had a bunch of kids quarantined last year when the two were scheduled to play, and Sikeston and Charleston did not play for the first time in 102 years. I ended up doing a story on that.
Yes.
A lot of people were asking me all week, saying, when's the last time we haven't played Charleston? I said, I don't know, maybe 100 years. I went and looked it up. It was 102 years.
And it was because of
another pandemic, the Spanish flu.
Unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
The irony on that is unbelievable.
No.
So it's the Spanish flu in 1918, I believe, 1918, canceled the game, and then 102 later it's canceled again because of a pandemic.
Well, I'll take one pandemic every 100 years. Thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully the next one doesn't happen for, like you're right, another 100 years.
Exactly.
We're all long gone.
Yeah.
Our kids are long gone by that
right.
point. So Charleston has struggled this year. They are 1-5. Sikeston is 2-4. Both teams have gone through their struggles. Charleston lost to Hayti last week, 44-6. And of course, we mentioned the Sikeston loss to Cape Central, which a very penalty-ridden game. And you have to like Sikeston's chances if they cleaned up those penalties.
Right.
And it really, truly cost them the game
There's
week.
no question it did. No question. It took points off the board in the second half that would have put us up 2 scores. You look back on that, and I know the kids were disappointed. I'm confident the coaches were disappointed. Heck, we were disappointed. We were hoping that we were going to get out here with that win and get the first, what do we call that, the Battle of I-55, get the first trophy. But didn't work out that way. We got to put that one behind us, and now we got to look forward.
So Sikeston comes out in the all red. Matt, a little history on that.
Thank you.
The 100th game between Sikeston and Charleston.
I was at Charleston.
1985.
I was there.
At Charleston. And Sikeston had not worn the blood red. We called it blood red. And they came out with the blood red that night, I believe, if my memory serves correctly. And
isn't there rule or some sort of regulation from Misha that says one team has to wear white? I mean, obviously not.
I don't know. You mentioned that, and Charleston is in the all blue.
Right.
You may have to get special permission
Yeah.
on something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. Our man David Jenkins says you do have to get special permission from Misha,
Okay.
the governing body of our state football, to get to not wear away whites.
Right.
Or in the case of basketball, home whites and away colors.
Correct.
So, so that looks like that's happening for tonight's rivalry game.
I like it.
I like it too. I mean, they're two very distinctive, different colors, so you're not going to have any problem with that.
Right.
We are 1:42 away from starting this game. The captains are out on the field awaiting the coin toss. And so, I will say that on the blood red uniforms again, Sikeston never really wore those again, meaning the red pants along with the red tops. For many years. And it was white pants for the longest time, all through my years of high school and your years. It was always white pants, red home jersey, white away jersey. And then they started going to kind of these more recent times. You see a lot of college teams with different uniform combinations.
Right.
This is multiple combinations just this year alone for Sikeston.
Right. Do you remember, I think it was during when Coach Gibbs was here, we broke out the yellow pants.
No, that was during Coach Vickery's time.
What?
Yeah. Or the gold pants.
I'm sorry, gold.
Yeah.
But I thought Gibbs did it some too, because that represented the conference winner, correct?
That from the way I
That's the way,
predating me here,
right?
but
Yeah, exactly.
What I've always read is the SEMO conference champion the next season would wear gold pants along with their normal color top. And
I thought Gibbs did that, but I'm certainly not going to.
It was definitely Coach Vickery, and I think it was 03 or 04 when he pulled those out.
Okay.
And Sikeston won the conference so often back in those days, everybody just kind of attributed, well, there's Sikeston with their gold pants because they wore them back in the Bill Sapp days. He's got the only man with a statue in this school district.
Right.
The legendary Bill Sapp coached those teams in the 50s and 60s, and they won conference every year. He followed Kenny Knox, who was also a legendary coach, and ended up being SEMO's maybe his best coach they ever had.
Wow.
After Kenny
I was
Knox,
not aware of that.
Kenny Knox coached here for 4 years and never lost a game.
Hello.
So that was in the 40s. So back to current times, and Sikeston will be kicking off to the Blue Jays to start this game.
Is this, I know it's not the first year, but there is what year are, didn't the high school used to kick from the 35, now they're kicking from the 40? Is that, or am I
I think it's
getting,
always been the 40.
Okay.
College is the 35.
That's okay. See, when I start spouting off rules, sometimes I get the NFL and college and high school all confused. Even with the catchable ball and all that stuff, that I don't think that even pertains to high school.
No, there's no such rule, to my knowledge, of say there's a pass interference or somebody they think and a ball is overthrown way over their head.
Yeah.
They say, well, that ball's uncatchable.
Right.
You see that in college and the pros.
Right.
That does not pertain to high school. That kick is kicked around, picked up at the 10 by the Blue Jays. I believe that's number 10. And they have got him down inside the 15, so they're going to give him forward progress up to about the 15-yard line.
Great.
And, oh, boy, these numbers in the program for Charleston are not in numerical order, so I'm going to have to find who number 10 is.
That is interesting.
Zay Clark is that
kick
return man, a 6'1" senior.
He's related to the Clark kids that played when their kid played football and basketball.
They've had several that were good players.
Right.
I don't know. But so Charleston coming out, a very tight, bunched-up formation, one wide receiver. That handoff right up the middle to the fullback, and he's hit after about a gain of 1.
That looks like the double wing, double tight.
Very similar.
That's what it looks like to me, which is similar in design to what we saw when Farmington played us. Of course, they ran the triple option, but this was a little bit of a different scheme, but similar in nature.
That is number 36 for the Blue Jays, and nothing doing there.
May have lost a yard.
Lost a yard or two. Let me see if I can find number 36. This is going to be tough, Matt. Camarion Chappell is number 36.
That's interesting that it's
195-pound junior. I believe he is their main ball carrier.
I don't even see 30s. Oh, I see
That
them
brings
now.
up 3rd and 11 for the Blue Jays. It was a loss of 2. Once again, a bunched formation. Handoff to Chappell again.
Got
And
back to the original
just-
line of scrimmage, maybe.
Just to the line of scrimmage. And he's a big, strong running back, but Bulldogs with multiple defenders to the ball.
And loyal listener Rod Anderson, or excuse me, loyal watcher, I should say, just said that the gold pants were worn during Coach Vickery, during Blake DeWitt, and Jacob Priday's high school year. So they were 04 graduates. Well, you called it, Deej.
I remember it.
Well, now Blake did not play his senior year,
didn't play
so
his
it must
senior
have been an 03 and before.
It was, I don't believe, that got the punt away. We'll get back to it in a minute. And dangerous play by C.J. Posey, but he's got a lot of space.
Oh, boy.
Heading to the wide side of the field, and he's going to be brought down about the 33-yard line. Big return for C.J. Posey. Dangerous return. That ball was bouncing around. Charleston had a couple defenders there, but C.J. took the risk, and it paid off. So the Bulldogs have
And
excellent field position.
Somebody's down.
At the
Bulldog is
33.
down.
There's a man down for the Bulldogs. Can't see a number. But, yes, going back to the gold pants.
Yeah.
So that particular year, of course, Blake was obviously a fantastic baseball player, as everybody knew.
Right.
And he did not play football his senior year.
That's correct. He probably made a pretty good decision.
I'd say it was a good call because, I mean, look at what he did. But that was the year that the gold pants came out. Scotty Keenan was our top receiver that year.
Yep.
Jacob Pridey of the top linebacker. And I believe it was just a one-year deal, though. I think that.
Okay,
Coach,
and you.
and it may have been Coach Vickery's last year.
Yeah.
As the coach, if my memory serves correctly.
Was that his last year, 04?
It would have been the 03 season.
04
the
seniors? Okay.
I believe. That man down was Mark Fisher, number 66 for the Bulldogs. So going deep on the first
Wide
play
open.
from scrimmage and a touchdown.
Wow. Connor Wallace.
Connor Wallace from
Just,
Joseph Heckemeyer.
That was
33-yard touchdown.
somebody got a little broken coverage there that he got right behind him, and he was wide open. Great pass. Hit him right in stride.
A perfect pass.
Just pitch and catch
And,
almost.
Yeah, just pitch and catch. And Wallace, just all he had to do is catch it and run about 2 steps, and he was already in the end zone. Bulldogs showing the swinging
gate. I love it.
And they will come over and attempt the extra point.
You know, I guess that could be a potent play, certainly with your quarterback as the holder.
Swinging gate is here's the extra point kick. Thornbrough kicks it through. So 9:46 to go in the first quarter. Sikeston strikes first, and they lead 7-0.
I like the aggressiveness. Again, as we talked before, and Coach Sheeter confirmed the 1 week that he was not here. They do have the first set number of plays or first few series or whatever scripted, and so that was that's great to see. That was an aggressive play, and I like the play calling for sure.
Well, quick change. They call that quick change or sudden change.
Yeah.
You know, after you get a big 3 and out, or sometimes after a big interception
Right.
or something, go deep. You know, you got them kind of reeling. And,
Yep.
And that was right after CJ's big punt return.
Love it.
Which led to the very next play scoring.
Just put the hammer down. You got it, and let's drop it and try to keep the momentum on your side for sure.
A good start for the Bulldogs right off the bat, defensively coming in with the 3 and out, a good punt return, and then, of course, the touchdown on the very next play, the first play of scrimmage for the Bulldogs. Thornbrough back to kick again. Did not get a touchback on
No,
the
we
last
were.
kick.
I was thinking that, Deej. I know we sort of yawned. Looked like he didn't get the height on it that he normally does, and so it fell short. But I would there we go.
There's a bomb.
Yeah, that one was yawn.
That's the norm that we've been
Right.
getting from Dylan Thornbrough. There's not even a peep of wind tonight. The flag is dead still. And that one he did bomb to the end zone
Yes.
for the touchback.
That's, as we've talked several times this year regarding that. That's just a weapon. It's just a weapon. And he kicked the field goal against Dexter. It ended up being the winning difference. Well, I tell you where it was really a weapon in 2010 when we played the state semifinals here. You remember Warrenton kicked a field goal or 2 field goals. That kept them close, and the next thing you know, they won the doggone thing.
Kept them on the board. So Charleston back at it with kind of a wing tee type offense, flex bone maybe. That man hit immediately. I can't get a number on who that may have been. Trace Sullivan on the tackle.
He was certainly over there.
That was more like a flex bone formation
Yeah.
that the Blue Jays ran, or wing tee, what have you. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm not exactly sure how you term them. I think there's different terms for all these formations like that.
Well, if you remember in 2015 or 16, I think it was Ernest Fobb's senior year, we ran with Coach Gibbs, we ran the double wing, double tight.
With Ernest Fobbs and Victwan Riley, both
That's right.
1,000-yard rushers as juniors that year.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they were juniors.
That's right.
Run up the middle. Bulldogs are all over the running game so far.
Charleston's got nothing doing there.
That was number 30. Let's see if I can find number 30.
Zach Rawson.
Zach Rawson. Hang on. Number 38, our spotter.
Darion Carlisle.
Our spotter, David Jenkins, says it's Darion Carlisle on that carry, number 38. So my eyes are failing me on the 8s and 0s out there. I'm trying. But it's 3rd and 11 for the Blue Jays. 8:30 to go in the first quarter. Sikeston leading 7-0. They scored on their first play on offense after getting a 3-and-out on the Blue Jays. There's a 3rd and 11 play. Fake toss sweep.
Pass.
Quarterback rolling out. And he's got a first down maybe.
Oh, he stretched out and got it. Did he fumble?
The ball did come loose, and the Bulldogs scooped it up, but I believe they're going to rule that he was down. It's going to be real close to the marker, but the official in the middle of the field is showing that it will be a first down.
Yeah, it looks like he's spotted up on the other side of the first down marker, so would lead you to believe that is a first down. Oh, they called fumble. They gave it to Sikeston.
Okay, well, I wonder what they were discussing. They were probably trying to figure out whether he was down or not. I couldn't see who came up with the recovery.
It was on the opposite side of the field from our vantage point, so it's really hard to see.
Sikeston with a great opportunity again, Matt. Yeah. Very similar
Here we
field
go
position
again.
after the punt return.
Yeah, we're on the 30 this time, just 3 yards closer. I would anticipate something similar, whereas Connor Wallace is on this side. He's on the near side, and looks like single coverage, and the safety's on the other side of the field. He's looking his way.
Jump ball to Connor Wallace. He's
came
got
down with it
another
again.
Catch for a touchdown.
Holy moly.
That was just simply a jump ball,
He
man.
just went up and got it. He sure did.
And Wallace had to out-wrestle the Charleston defender for that catch.
If you notice, that was sort of and I'm sure it was by design, it was sort of a designed underthrow. So he had to come back and get it with the defender with his back turned. He couldn't really see the ball, so he came back and got it.
Those are dangerous. I mean, you see it in college and pros all the time.
They throw to that back shoulder. Yeah, exactly.
As you say, a designed underthrow where you can kind of turn around and the defender can't see it.
Yep.
The offensive man knows exactly where it is, and it's just whoever can outmaneuver the other guy for the ball. Thornborough with the extra point, kicks it up and through again. So 14-0, 7:34 to go in the first quarter. The Bulldogs with 2 plays and 2 touchdowns, both to Connor Wallace.
That's, as they say, it's Connor Wallace 14, Charleston 0 right now.
Sikeston's yards per snap
average
is about 31 or 32 yards right now.
That's right.
Because the first play was 33 and the second one was 30.
31 and a half or something like that. Yeah, that's a pretty good average.
So an excellent start to this game for the Bulldogs. Charleston, not the start they were looking for. And it was a shame for the Blue Jays. They actually had that first down on the previous play.
They did.
That was a really nice design play. They faked the toss. Quarterback rolls out, hits the man on a little short crossing route towards the sideline, and he was able to break a tackle and appeared from our vantage point that he got the first.
Right.
But the ball came loose, and the Bulldogs took advantage.
I was thinking back to last week. I still love some of that play design that Cape Central had, where they would fake the handoff, the play action to the running back, and the next thing you know, he's out in the flat wide open.
Those are very difficult plays.
Man, they were hard to just like I keep saying, the slant stuff, of course, it's tough to defend too, and that play was tough to defend.
Note to offensive coordinators that are listening. Matt Tanner says, run the slant, you can't lose. Another bomb to the back of the end zone that time for Thornborough, and he's feeling good now. It's two straight touchbacks.
We're getting close to 70 yards on that kick.
Yeah, that was a big-time kick.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays will have their possession at the 20. Sikeston defense looking strong early, back-to-back 3-and-outs, including the turnover on the last play.
Well, the Dexter game, I think, or it was whichever game it was, we were talking about turnover differential, and you certainly want that in the positive category. And right now it's 1-0, so we're that's one of the stats. Again, that's not the.
It's one of those indicators.
Indicators, correct. There we go. It's an indicator of success.
Certain indicators in every sport. If you win the turnover battle, if you
win the rebound battle in basketball and things like that.
You win the rushing battle, that typically.
Right.
Of course, today's game of football, penalty flags thrown before that
delay
snap.
game. Yep.
So that will be delay of game against Charleston. The rushing battle is not as much an indicator as it used to be with the advent of the passing game being such an important part of football in today's age.
Right.
You know, maybe 1980, if you won the rushing battle, 90% of the time you're winning the game.
That's right.
But maybe total yards would be a better indicator.
Right. Yards per or yards per play is a pretty good indicator right now.
Yards per snap. Blue Jays with a man in motion, another fake. That time he is gobbled up by the defensive lineman. I could not see the number. The quarterback for the Blue Jays is number 2, and that is Rico Coleman. We know that name from basketball.
Wow. He is a super athletic kid.
He's listed 6'4", 175 pounds, and he is a really good basketball player. I believe he might have been All-State last year in basketball as a sophomore.
He's just a junior.
Just a junior this year.
I thought he was a senior.
No. Fortunately, Matt, he is back for another season of basketball after this year.
Wow.
Looks like he is the slot man this time, so a different quarterback that time. They're just kind of rotating guys in and out. Nothing doing on that play.
Was that number 8 that was the quarterback?
It looked like number 8.
Thomas Murray?
Joseph threw for 33 and then 30. So 63 yards passing.
63 yards on 2 passes.
On his 2 pass attempts.
No game to play, 3rd and 15, Blue Jays.
Thomas Murray is the quarterback. He's a senior, 6'2".
Well, they've always got bodies, athletic kids.
3rd and long. Murray rolling out, finds another man short. The ball is caught, but only for a gain of about 6. Let's see who that man with the reception was. 36 or 30?
36.
That is Camarion Chappell. That will bring up 4th and 9, and Blue Jays will have to punt. So back-to-back 3-and-outs for the Bulldog defense. Charleston punting for the second time. They turned it over their last possession. C.J. Posey back to return to punt. Almost made a mistake there, but he got away with it.
He may have a route here.
He's got a lot of space. C.J. moving to the sideline, and he's tackled at the 24. So another big return by Posey.
It seems like we're gaining about 5 yards on their punt. I mean, we were at the 33, now the 30, now about the 25.
The tackle was made by number 5 for the Blue Jays. Let me see if I say this right. Ajanoa Wells, 6-foot senior for the Blue Jays. And the Bulldogs are in business again with excellent field position, this time at the 24.
Another loyal viewer, the legendary William Hollifield. Young William, as I like to call him.
Will the Thrill.
Or D1.
We say it with affection. That pass complete from Heckemeyer to C.J. Posey, a gain of 4 on that play.
Oh, he's killing his average.
Maybe a gain of 3. It's hard to see. It's in between that.
Thanks for watching, Will.
2nd and 6. Here comes Jonathan Green that's C.J. Posey in motion. CJ trying to break a tackle. He couldn't do it. Picked up a few yards there.
Going to be 3rd and short.
That might be his first carry of the season. He got about 3 on that play.
I'm like you. I thought that was Jonathan coming across the field to the near side and was not.
We have not seen CJ carry the ball much, and looks like they are doing a lot more, at least this week, to get the ball in CJ's hands.
Right.
Punts.
Right.
And then back-to-back plays designed for him there.
Got to get your playmaker involved. Connor Wallace again.
Little hitch to Wallace. He's got a first down. Just a quick hitch, maybe a gain of 5 or 6.
It's not a slant, but it's very similar in nature.
Yeah.
So quick that you hardly have any time to be able to defend it. The guy just turns a square cut and comes back, and the next thing you know, he's there, and you can't hardly defend it.
Now it's 1st and 10 at the 13. Another pass
Uh-oh.
picked off, almost picked off. Excuse me. That ball would have been 6.
That was 6.
Number 1 for the Blue Jays is Rami Turner, and he was smelling end zone on that one going the other way, and that should have been intercepted.
They weren't going to catch him. There's no way. Uh-oh, comes a
Second
blitz
down.
off to the right side.
Hitting
A
the man
swing
in the
pass.
flat. Is that Green that time, I believe? Jonathan Green.
Looks to be.
No, excuse me.
Oh,
again.
no,
I
it's
can't get it
Satron.
right. That's Satron Hampton, number 4. And it's going to be 3rd and 9. So
What do you think, Coach? Does he? If we don't pick it up, do we see Mr. Thornborough?
I think this is definitely, if you don't get this first, I believe you kick a field goal unless it's a 1 yard to go situation.
Right. That looked like that got kind of gummed up there.
Daquan Tilson on the carry, and
Oh,
he's
my
getting
gosh.
a little bit loose. Going to be short.
I
Penalty
don't
flag
think
is
he got
down.
there.
Penalty flag. That play was a little messed up right from the handoff.
Yeah, that kind of got.
And Bulldogs have a holding call on this play, so that will back them up 10.
DJ, I got a couple early scores here. Scott City's up 7-0 on Chaffee in the first quarter. Valley up 14-6. Valley, the perennial powerhouse, over Notre Dame. New Madrid 14-6 in the first quarter. Jackson 7-0 over Farmington in the first quarter, and that's all I got right now. Thanks to Rod Anderson and the Standard Democrat.
That Scott City Chaffee game is one of the area's biggest rivals as well.
Yes.
Always a big game between those two. Just a few miles separate the two towns. And here we are at 3rd and very long for the Bulldogs. Looking deep
he's
to
wide
Posey,
open. Oh.
overthrown. Posey could not get turned around to make a play on it. And now Sikeston is out of field goal range, so.
Oh, he's coming in.
Well,
It's a 47-yarder, or
so,
no, I'm sorry, probably a 45-yarder. It's spotted on the
Yep.
28.
so yeah, it'll be a 45-yarder depending on where they put the ball down. But this will obviously be a career-long attempt for Thornborough.
This is from the right hash. It's interesting that they're. I think we got a fake here.
I think they're going to try it. Just see if Thornborough can kick it through. So the snap is good,
Oh,
and it's
got
blocked.
blocked.
And that
Oh, no.
field goal attempt is no good. I didn't think you could return a field goal in high school. Or maybe, excuse me, it's extra points.
Right. I was going to
That's
say, I
right.
think a block kick, I think you can.
Yeah, so that's extra points. So, yeah, any kind of conversion attempt, extra
Right.
point or
Two-point
two-point
conversion,
you cannot advance the ball. But I misspoke there. Yes, on field goal
I was going
attempts,
to say, don't you
can.
remember one field goal in particular? The kick 6?
Well, yeah, of course, in college,
Yeah.
obviously, but
Yeah.
that does apply to high school.
True.
You notice the interesting defensive formation the Bulldogs are doing. They line up in a straight line. It's the first time I've seen them do that.
I just had noticed that.
They've been doing it all game, and that's the first time we've talked about it, but it's interesting. Maybe just to disguise what they're going to do on
I
defense.
would say it'd have a lot to do with that.
Murray rolling out. He's got a little time. He's got a first down. So Murray has a little bit of running ability. There are a lot of rollout passes.
Yeah. That's how if your offensive line is struggling a little bit, you get your quarterback sort of out in space, especially with some athletes that Charleston has, big strong kids, 6'2", 6'4", whatever. Get them out in the into space and let them create a play almost.
Zach Rawson on that reception. That's the Blue Jays' first down of the game. Excuse me, Chappell. Chappell with the catch. Man.
I'm with you, Deej. I'm with you. Oh!
Tripped on his own.
Who gets the sack there?
Usually the closest man, I think. But he tripped on his offensive lineman's feet.
Oh, tonight is pink out, isn't it? I was anticipating. That's what I meant to mention earlier. Tonight is it's tonight. It's. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is not pink out. They're just selling the shirts already. 2 weeks from now.
The
Sorry.
entire month, I believe, is breast cancer
It is the entire month. I was
So,
thinking, okay, because I kept thinking, man, there's
You'll
not any
notice the
pink shirts
Charleston
tonight.
quarterback has pink socks.
That's what made me think. The cheerleaders have pink and white pom-poms. Thank you. Those things, the shaky things.
2nd and 15 for the Blue Jays. Back to their tight formation. One wide receiver.
There
36
looked like a
is
counter
Chappell.
there.
Holding
Flag.
flag coming, I bet.
Yeah.
And Chappell actually was able to run right near the first down marker, but this one, I believe, will be
It's
coming
probably
back.
coming back. Yeah. Look to be in the spot of holding or in the area. Yes.
It is a holding against the Blue Jays. The only time you'll see where that is not holding and the flag is thrown right in the middle there is if it's an inadvertent face mask, something of that nature.
Or the personal foul or the garden variety face mask.
Variety. So here come the Bulldogs and their line of defensive players. And they are.
I'm sure there's a specific purpose for doing that, and I'm like you. I assume it's got to be to disguise what you're doing.
I have
but
not seen that.
I can say in my 50 years I have not seen that.
Hey, it seems to be working tonight
so
far.
Absolutely. Let's keep doing it.
1:58 to go in the first quarter. Sikeston leading 14-0.
Second and is that 26 maybe?
That's a busted play. Number
that
one
was-
gets it, and he's brought down
Great
by
tackle.
number 46 for the Bulldogs. That's Tristan Brotherton, a son of my
Tristan.
classmate, John Paul Brotherton.
Yep. Boy,
Tristan all over that play. That was a busted play. He
Yep.
looked to toss it, and the man was going the opposite direction.
Good thing Tristan tackles like his mama, not his daddy, right?
Rami Turner on that carry, and it's now 3rd and 32. Long ways to go for the Blue Jays.
Could write a song, Deej. Long way to go. You don't know the rest of the lyrics, and a short time to get there. Come on, Deej. You're killing
I
me.
got it. Hang on. Long way to go and a short time to get there. That's the eastbound and down.
That's right. Oh,
At
you're
41.
too late. You missed it now.
No, I got it.
Uh-oh. He is running south.
Murray buying all the time he can. He's going to take a sack.
He
So
got back to that line of scrimmage, maybe.
very close. I think it's going to be a short loss. I couldn't see who brought him down. He should have just thrown that ball away.
You're out of now. Again, let me clarify the rules. We're under a minute in the first quarter. If he's outside the tackle box, he can just throw that away, or does it have to get back to the line of scrimmage?
He can just throw it away at that point.
Okay.
I believe it has to cross the line of scrimmage,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That sack was by Morgan Janes, 6-foot junior. And he's the son of Tim Janes, the late Tim Janes, my former colleague at the newspaper, Standard Democrat, our great photographer, and we miss him dearly to this day.
Absolutely.
He did not get set, but they did not throw the flag.
Whew.
Number 2, is that Coleman again?
Uh-huh. That's Coleman.
He got some yards. Rico Coleman, very athletic player.
Looks like the Bulldog coaching staff is looking sort of for it's almost like a balk. It didn't come to a complete stop.
No, he didn't. He was in motion and did not get set, and they didn't throw it. The Bulldog coaches are letting the referees know about it.
Yeah.
And Sikeston will take possession at the 27-yard line. I'm surprised that they just went for that. I guess, it was fourth and 32 or 4:33. Your chances of getting that are slim unless you just throw it up for a pass interference or something of that nature. Here comes Satron Hampton with a burst up the middle, and he's got a first down for the Bulldogs.
I like it, Deej. Looked like he was running angry.
He was angry on that play. He had a lot of room, too. And this quarter will come to an end.
Yep.
Sikeston in the lead, 14-0. With that break, we will take a break as well. We'll be right back. So we're back to the start of this second quarter. Sikeston giving their Little Leaguers a chance to get out on the field.
Absolutely. Love it.
We'll have the fans a chance to salute the Sikeston Little League football program. It's actually delaying just momentarily the start of this second quarter.
That's the future of the Bulldog program. Love to see it. That's where it starts, D, just what we talked about the other night. That's how you build your program. You got to start, in the younger age. We talked about that with basketball, all the kids and, before junior high and all those things. That's where that starts.
That is the 5th and 6th graders here at Sikeston Middle School now. They call it
middle
the middle school.
Right. I'm still in the habit of calling it the 5th and 6th grade center, but now
junior,
it's middle.
or junior high when we went
Well,
there.
right.
So Heckemeyer in the shotgun. We have 5 wide receivers on this set. Heckemeyer looking deep
Got hit.
over the middle.
Oh, CJ.
And that ball came, or did he hang on? No, it came loose. Excuse me. CJ took a big shot there, and the ball
Joseph
came
got
loose.
hit. Yeah, Joseph got hit, too, on the other end of that.
CJ had it, and it got jarred loose by the Charleston safety. He is in some pain after that. He got hit right in the stomach.
Got a few more scores here, Deej. Let me Scott City 21-0 over Chaffee. Valley Catholic 21-14 over New Madrid in the first quarter. Jackson 13-0 against Farmington in the second quarter.
It's an extra point.
Yep, interesting.
Very unusual for Jackson.
Absolutely.
Does happen, though.
Ooh.
Satron Hampton
like
on the
it.
toss sweep. He's got room out wide, down the sideline, and pushed out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So another big play. Hampton probably maybe the fastest guy on the team, at least.
Absolutely.
The quickest for sure.
It's good to see some, there for a while they were calling it like running back U almost from here for the several years. It's good to see that. Good to see some team speed. We got 2 on this side. The slot and the wide are not exactly covered. I don't know if Joseph sees that or our OC sees that, but
Tell you what, Sikeston does have a numbers advantage to this side if they see it.
Now Charleston's kind of shifting this way, so they had a blitz on the backside. It was a great pickup by Satron.
Nice blocking on the outside.
Daquan.
24 with the blocking. Daquan Tilson on the catch.
Well,
That's Blaine McDermott out there picking up the blocks on the outside and really just running interference.
Right.
That's all you have to do. You don't have to just lay a guy out.
No, you don't have to pancake him. Well, just like Satron, I don't know if you saw it, but they were blitzing off Joseph, his front side. It wasn't his blind side. He could see it. But Satron, all you got to do is chip the guy just to give him another second to get the ball off, and he did. What a great pickup.
Hand off to Jonathan
Big
Green
hole.
on the fly sweep, and he's tripped up at the 6-yard line. Bulldogs are on the move here.
I will say we're killing our yard per average per snap.
It's only one way to go but down after you average 30-plus on your first couple plays. That was Rami Turner on the tackle, and it's now 2nd and 4.
We got 4 wide and 1 in the backfield. There.
Up the middle, inside the 5.
Just a little short of the first down.
Hampton on the carry, and it's going to be 3rd and 2 on that play.
3rd and 3 maybe with a little over 10 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Ball is at the 4. The Bulldogs can get a first down without getting into the end zone.
What, the 2 or 1 or whatever it is?
Hand off up the middle to Sherrod, his first carry, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown.
Pulled his way in there, just lowered his shoulder, and
that's his first carry of the night, and it goes for a touchdown. So a big play again there. On a 3rd and 3, they give it to their Thunderback.
That's it, the Thunderback. I love it, the Thunderback.
Hampton, the Lightning. So 10:02 left in the second quarter. Sikeston taking control of this game. Sikeston showing the swinging gate, and they're going to go for it. And that's Trace Sullivan. They're pushed him in there, didn't they?
He's in.
So that is a 2-point conversion.
That's
Trace Sullivan.
That's all you have to do is snap it underhand?
Well, yes. When you run a swinging gate, you line up and you basically count.
If you have an advantage,
you
go.
Right.
And
And there's a million plays you can do out of it.
Right.
That one is one of the simplest. You just throw it over there to Sullivan, and he gets behind a wall of
Right,
blockers.
right. Yeah, they had one more than they did.
If you feel you're stronger on the line, then you do that. Against these big powerhouse lines like Jackson, that wall gets pushed backwards.
Probably not going to attempt that then.
But they counted it out. They liked what they saw, and they went for two, and now Sikeston leads 22-0.
That's I will say, I haven't seen many plays ran out of the swinging gate. I know teams run it a lot, or not run it. They set up in the swinging gate, but I don't see a lot of plays actually, snap that way. And normally you see them just shift back over and then kick or attempt the extra point.
I always remember when I was in high school, Jackson always lined up swinging gate under the Carl Gross era, one of their great coaches they had through the 90s and mid-2000s, and always swinging gate. Every time Jackson scored, and they rarely ever went for it. They just line up and then go and kick the extra point.
Right.
Thornborough with another bomb. This
Boom.
one sailing to the back of the end zone.
That one
and goes out of the end zone. So
that was again. That was probably longer than the other one, and that one just about hit the back side of the end zone, which would be 70 yards. Yeah.
69-yard kick on the fly for Dylan Thornborough there. Thank you to
impressive.
Our program director, Steve Byler, for doing the math on that.
Sorry.
Hey, somebody's got to do it. I can't count.
Well, I took my shoes off to count that high.
So Charleston with the 1st and 10 at the 20. There's 10:02 left in the half.
Viewer Rod Anderson wanted to know if the swinging gate is like the picket fence in Hoosiers.
That's the old picket fence they ran at them. Yeah, I can't remember. Shooter. Shooter was the interim coach.
Shooter was
Don't
the
get caught
interim.
watching the paint
Watching
dry.
the paint dry. I love it.
Toss sweep coming this way. Bulldogs on that one and pick up a 4.
Here's a quick scores, Deej. Jackson up 21-0 on Farmington. Second quarter, Valley Catholic up 27-14 still in the first quarter, interestingly. Scott City 28-0 against Chaffee second quarter, and Sikeston 22-0 against Charleston. That was thanks, Rod, for the update for
that Valley Catholic and New Madrid game may go down to who has the ball last.
Boy, I'm telling you. I remember several years ago I watched New Madrid was playing St. Gen in the – well, go ahead and we'll talk about this play.
Toss sweep to number 4.
Woo.
He's got room on the outside.
Blaine McDermott
makes him cut inside. At least he slowed him down.
Right.
And the ball came loose.
And they called him down.
Comes up with it.
Look like the official up here. But anyway, St. Gen played New Madrid back in the, like Coney Ely, Dontre Jenkins year, and they won like 65 to 40-something. I mean, they had video game stats. I mean,
remember that game.
It was
I believe Faulkner was the quarterback
that's exactly
for St. Gen.
Yeah, that went on to play at SIU. I mean, I think he had 400 or 500 yards passing. I think New Madrid had 600 or almost 700 yards rushing that night. There was one punt, either no punts or one punt. It was ridiculous.
Play clock ticking down. They get it off. Toss sweep again. Rico Coleman this time. He has a surge ahead, close to the first down marker.
A hat came off for Charleston. Looks like he'll have to go off the field. Yeah.
Rico Coleman's helmet does come off. That means he has to exit the field for one play. That's kind of the rule they've implemented in the last 10, 15 years, probably 10 years.
I don't understand it. I mean, whatever. I get the rule.
It all started on TV games, pros, and not necessarily high school, but.
Well, they're taking their helmet off. I get it, but it got knocked off. He didn't do that.
But they have stipulations, like in those games on TV, like if you have a face mask ripping the helmet off or something of that nature, you're allowed to stay in.
Yeah, but in high school, if it comes off, you're out.
Yeah, I mean, there's no telling, unless it's a face mask or something.
Oh,
like
now
that.
see that's a new one to me.
So we have a stoppage here, and they did get the first down. I'm not sure, maybe just trying to figure out where the ball was placed, and it's on the 46-yard line. 8:20 to go in the half. Sikeston leads 22-0. Blue Jays sticking to the ground game for the most part. Handoff up the middle,
First man
and
through.
another big surge, another first down.
They maybe made an adjustment here. Looks like our defense is going to have to do the same.
Genoa Wells on the carry, 6 foot, 205-pound fullback.
All of a sudden, they're just kind of gashing the Bulldog defense, where at first we're barely getting past the line of scrimmage, and whatever they're doing now, whatever they've changed, not exactly sure what it is, but they're picking up just chunks of yards.
He did not get a first down on that previous carry, a gain of 9, so it's now 2nd and 1. Charleston to the line. Bet this one goes. Oh, they're coming back with
the old counter almost.
Counter. Or a trap play. I believe that was
exactly,
very
almost like a trap.
To the old 21 tackle trap play, 22 tackle traps that we used to run in the old playing days, back in the old Sandlot days.
Deej, I remember watching when I was young. I used to love watching the NFL film stuff, and they would show who was the Chiefs coach? Hank Stram. Way back in the day when they beat the Packers or whatever, I remember him on the sideline. Of course, they had a mic down there. He was yelling, was 67, toss power trap, 67, toss power trap. I remember love hearing him call that, and I was like, what's he talking about? And I watched it, and I designed it, or based on how they ran it, and I thought that was kind of one of the coolest things ever.
Oh, yeah. So, Sikeston's calling timeout. Probably a good timeout with Charleston on the move. And Coach Pulley and his defensive staff going to try to figure out what to do against this Charleston offense that's starting to get things figured out. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Back at it here at Sikeston Public School Stadium. 7:07 to go in the half. Charleston is on the move. A couple first downs already on this drive. And pretty much doing the same thing. This time it's a rollout. Dangerous pass by Murray.
It's like Trey Sullivan had a beat on it.
Very dangerous throw. He just lobbed it out there.
That is very dangerous.
You're asking for bad things to happen with a little soft pass like that. That pass was incomplete. So 2nd and 10 for the Blue Jays.
Sorry. Dan Allfield, another loyal listener, compared us to the two Muppet guys. Hey, absolutely. That's a compliment.
That as a compliment.
That is
Thank
a
you.
compliment. The two guys sitting up in the balcony giving them a hard time. Love it. I love it.
Fake toss sweep, and here comes Murray. He's got room to run. And knocked out of bounds. Going to be a little short. So it's going to be, I believe, was that Posey that knocked him out? I couldn't tell. It's going to be about 3rd and 2 after the scramble.
Called it. They said Daquan was on the tackle there.
Daquan Tilson, excuse me.
I
saw the 6.
Right. Well, I just happened to hear Glenn tell everybody, or at least that's it from his vantage point.
Glenn Cantrell, our great play-by-play announcer, or PA announcer, excuse me.
I remember when somebody said they met him and they said, no, that's Bill Powers. They said, no, that's Glenn Cantrell.
Penalty flags coming out. That is against Sikeston.
So I think that was Hollifield.
The Bulldogs to jump off sides, and that will be a first down for the Blue Jays.
Was that not a Hollifield story? He was arguing with someone. He met Glenn, and he said, no, it's Bill Powers. I forget who told me that. It was a fantastic story.
I used to call radio games with Glenn Cantrell, a.k.a. Bill Powers. Back on the other side of the press box, did that for a few years. Always enjoyed those times.
Right. I've called a few basketball games with Glenn on the radio. We had a good time. Matter of fact, we called a Chaminade game a couple years ago when they were here.
Blue Jays looking to pass again. That pass complete. A lot of room. You got to get off a block, and he's in the end zone for the touchdown. That is number 1, Rami Turner on the reception. A gain of, I believe, 26 yards, if I marked it correctly. The Blue Jays are on the board with 6:28 to go in the half.
When was that, Deej? You're our local historical guru.
Which part?
When Chaminade came here and played. Fred was still in high school.
Fred's senior year, I believe.
Because we played against the kid that ended up playing at North Carolina State.
Yeah,
the
Helms.
Kellums.
Or Helms.
Helms, I'm sorry, you're right,
Yeah.
Helms. Jericho.
Jericho Helms.
Yeah,
Helms or something like that. Real good player.
Great player. Dang right he was.
Blue Jays lining up to go for 2.
Oh, we just
More of
jumped.
movement. Penalty
don't know.
flags are going to blow that one dead.
Oh,
And that's
false
against
start.
the Blue Jays. So 5-yard penalty there.
That was a extremely competitive game.
Yes, it was. The year
I mean,
before, they rolled us pretty good up there at their place.
Yeah.
But they came down here, and it was I think it ended up 9 or 10 points.
Yeah,
But it was a pretty good game.
Had the big 6'6" kid that was a
Real good shooter.
from St. Dominic,
Yeah.
or his family had gone to St. Dominic, I think.
Yeah.
That's what Coach Roberts told us.
I can't remember his name, but
Luke something maybe?
it escapes me.
Yeah. Well, they were talented.
Very talented.
Oh, my
I
God.
believe they got 2nd in the state that year.
Wow.
Sikeston took 4th that year.
Yep.
So Blue Jays going for 2. Rolling out. He's got a little room, and he's got the 2-point conversion.
Wow.
Bad tackling by the Bulldogs that time, and the Blue Jays get the 2.
Did not see that. I thought they had him.
Oh, they had him. Just bad tackling on
Yeah,
that play. They
yeah.
should have had him down that time. So 6:28 to go in the half, and Sikeston leading 22-8. Blue Jays with a nice drive that time. Their first sign of life this game on offense, and really Sikeston got them to 3rd and 2 one time, and then they made Sikeston jump off sides on that play. So a lot of things to figure out on that particular series.
Few more scores. Kennett is up 6-0 on Dexter in the second quarter. Jackson's up 28-0 on Farmington. Valley Catholic is up, that's in the second quarter. Valley Catholic up 34-22 against New Madrid County Central in the second quarter. Scott City now up 35-0 on Chaffee in the second quarter.
Now, man, we don't get much opportunity to see Valley Catholic.
No.
Because we're always going to the Bulldog games, but I've
They're
seen them.
Class 1?
Class 1 and I believe 2 now, or 3, maybe 3 because of the
the championship factor.
Success.
Or whatever. Right.
Championship factor, success factor.
I have friends, and of course the bank I work for is headquartered in Farmington. And we did not get that.
No, they're going to throw a flag saying that they touched it before
10
it
yards.
went 10. I thought it looked good
Yeah,
from here.
I did to me.
But
he's saying it's 1 yard short where they touched it.
that's going to be a penalty on the Blue Jays. They went for the onside kick and did a great job
Absolutely.
on it. Perfect kick. They surrounded it. Sikeston had a man there, and he didn't make a play on it. But they're going to say that ball was illegally touched before it went 10 yards. And that referee has a better view than I do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I thought they got
I thought
it.
we lost it. So anyway, to finish my story, the bank I work for, headquarters are in Farmington, and so the Valley Catholic is in St. Gen, and so that's, that whole area kind of plays them some or whatever.
They're going to wave the flag off, it looks like. So.
What?
Oh. Excuse me. They picked it up because it's illegal touching. So Sikeston will still take possession. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No. Anyway, there were years that the guys up there that I know that are very knowledgeable about high school football have said that Valley Catholic, even though at that time we're still like a Class 1 school, could play with most Class 4 schools in this area, which they played with the Farmingtons and the North Counties and those schools and just played with them or beat them. So I don't know what kind of monster they have this year, but they're New Madrid's not bad this year, and they're putting it on them. Or, well, I guess they're putting it on them. They're ahead 2 scores.
So Charleston calls timeout. The Charleston coach wants to talk to the White Hat about what just happened. That coach is Justin Hutchings, and I'm not sure what he's going to ask here, other than, are you sure that thing didn't go 10 yards?
Right.
Because that's just what the ref saw. We're 100 yards from the play,
Right,
so
right.
we're looking at it a long ways away. But there's really nothing to discuss except just making sure. And all the white hat's going to say, well, that's what he called. I
Right.
didn't throw the flag. He did.
Right.
And that's what he saw. So what can you do?
Derek, one interesting score to me is the 6-0 Kennett over Dexter. I don't know. I read something on SEMO Ball just said something Kennett's going through some adversity. I thought they were going to be one of the top performers this year. And I'm not saying that they won't end up just beating Dexter, but Dexter's probably down a little bit this year. I would assume that would be a runaway game, so to speak, for Kennett.
Would have threw that. It was Satron Hampton on that carry, squirting his way to an 8-yard gain. What do they have a time on that?
It
score?
was 6-0 in the second quarter.
So yeah, that Kennett returned most of their team from last
Right,
year. That was
right.
an undefeated team that
Right.
made the semifinals, I believe.
Just
And,
got word from David Jenkins, our big running back's hurt.
So
okay.
their main running back, who is a stud,
Yep.
apparently is injured. So that would definitely play a role. But they still have a lot of talent there.
Right.
So Satron Hampton again, he's getting some carries tonight and making use of it. He's got the first down and brought down at the 31. Plenty of time, 5:43 to go in this half.
Here comes the Thunderback checking in. I like it. I like the term, Deej.
Thunder and lightning. I don't think I coined it. I
understand.
I stole it from somebody else.
Well, hey, we're going with Deej tonight.
Here comes Sherrod trying to get wide. That's not his game. He's an up and down guy.
No, he's north and south,
So
and that's not going to end
That's
well.
going to come back for some yards. He's a downhill runner, not a guy that wants to try to get wide, and so a big loss on that run.
Got an update. Kennett's up 12-0 on Dexter in the second quarter. But there was another one that Rod just sent to me.
Sikeston will see Kennett here
Next-
at Sikeston
no,
Public
2
Schools
weeks.
Stadium in about 2 weeks.
Where are we next week? At New Madrid, maybe?
At New Madrid
Okay.
next
Yeah.
week. Then Kennett will come here to close it out.
Oof,
That handoff to Tilson.
Daquan.
He picks up a few of those yards
a
back.
big hit there.
A lot of activity going on that play. Faked to Sherrod, then gave to Tilson, then faked the throw. So that looks like something they may come back to later. And maybe look for a deep man on a pass maybe the next time they run that.
So say maybe Charleston changed their focus, but sure looked like we had some pass plays open early. I don't know. Maybe they're seeing something different now that they're not looking for the pass plays. But CJ's over here. Looks like he's got his man on an island, or well, maybe Connor does because the safety shifted towards CJ's side. Uh-oh.
Movement. We're talking too loud. CJ heard us,
Sorry,
and he moved
CJ.
on that play. That'll
Well, you
be
want
a
to bet?
5 yards.
I'd bet you $5 the play was probably going to him.
A good chance.
A good chance.
On a third and long play.
Yeah, that's who you look for. Just like the way the game ended last week, we thought he was going to come up with that reception. He had his hands on it, but he'd be the guy I'd look to.
CJ's a guy who can go up and get jump balls. He's a good leaper, a good athlete, probably the best athlete on the team. Third and 22.
Well, they came in
Heckmeyer
quick.
looking deep, way overthrown on that one.
Well,
Charleston.
there's a flag.
And the reason it
wow,
was overthrown
Rico
is because
Coleman.
he was, I believe they were showing press coverage on that, and Coleman was just a little too aggressive
Yeah, they were.
after the ball was in the air.
Yeah, they were 15 yards up the field. Again, there was the uncatchable pass because it was not catchable. Of course, maybe it was uncatchable, but that's not an automatic first down, or is it?
Not anymore. It
Yeah.
used to be.
Yeah.
And that it is a 15-yard penalty, so Sikeston will still be short of the first down marker.
One reason I remember it's not, if you remember several years ago when we played up at Hillsboro in one of those district games, or maybe a sectional game, that we kept getting pass interference in the end zone, but it was never a first down.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was. I kept thinking, what the heck's going on? But it was not an automatic first down. Of course, from there, it's not 15 yards. I mean, we're inside the 2.
So there's another penalty flag, and I believe Charleston sideline is disturbing the referee on the side. So
now that is an automatic first
yeah,
down
you get unsportsmanlike conduct.
from the sideline.
That is an automatic first down if that's what this is. And Pass interference. That was the play we just
Oh.
saw. Here's a dead ball
Oh,
penalty.
yeah, there we go.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah,
So
now that's a first down.
that will be a first down, 15 yards, and an automatic first down, but they would get it anyway on the yardage.
I see the head coach, I can't tell which one's the head coach, but
That's a costly one because it was going to be 3rd and 6, I believe, or 3rd and 7. And now the ball is going to be, it's going to be a first down, and now they're going to be in the red zone. So somebody did not like that call.
I would say that he just said, Mr. Official, I disagree. You think that's what he said?
I strongly disagree with that flag.
I strenuously object.
Strenuously object.
Oh, you object?
So
Yes, well, I strenuously object. Oh, well, okay. Well, wait a minute. That's different.
toss to Hampton. He's got another burst of speed inside the 5. Tackled at the 4.
Looks like they're
Right
giving him a
at
first down. Or
the first
close.
down.
Yep.
And they do give them the first down. So Sikeston in good shape now. 1st and goal at the 4.
Not just object, Deej. He strenuously objected. They said, well, wait a minute.
In that case, I need to take some time to reconsider.
Great movie, by the way.
That movie's A Few Good Men. For
Absolutely.
those that aren't familiar with the quotes. Hampton again up the middle. He's
He's
in the end
in.
zone. Touchdown for the Bulldogs.
Great answer, by the way.
Hampton with a tremendous game so far.
Absolutely. We'll get our statistician behind us.
David Jenkins providing me with some numbers here. And he's got, let me count it up. So 41, 44, 51, 62, 72, 76 yards rushing
Wow.
on 7 carries for Hampton.
I'm not a math major, but that's 10 yards a carry,
Yeah.
or a little over
That
10.
was my very quick math, but 76 yards, which is a season high.
Wow.
Thornborough back to kick. Charleston's
Uh-oh.
offsides, and that'll blow it dead, unless Sikeston moved. And no, it is offside. Sikeston might consider a 2-point conversion here.
And by the way, have you heard Coach Sarakas do his rendition of the you want me on that wall?
Yes, I
You
have.
need me on that wall.
Yes, I have.
That is an outstanding rendition by Coach Sarakas.
Yeah.
If you know Coach Sarakas, hit him up and have him do it for you.
So Sikeston is going for 2 after the offsides penalty against the Blue Jays. Sherrod in the backfield. High snap, but Sherrod is in there
He's in.
for the 2-point conversion. So the Bulldogs get the 2 points back that Charleston grabbed a few minutes
That's
ago.
right. Get that lead back to 22, which is
That, with 4:20 to go in the game, Sikeston now leads 30-8 in total control of this game
Absolutely.
thus far.
just need to get a stop here on this. The way we've been scoring, if we can get a stop or 3 and out, we could probably put some more points on the board.
Thank you for your confidence in FSCB and for this recognition as one of the
Well, there is plenty of time left for Charleston to put a drive
Absolutely.
together, or if it's a quick 3 and out, Sikeston will have time themselves to also put some points on. But Sikeston defense went backwards on that last series, so
Right.
we'll see what they talked about during the Bulldog offensive possession to see if they can slow down.
Who is the
Charleston
DC this year
offense.
for the Bulldogs? I guess I should
I
know
believe
that.
it's Coach Hopkins.
See what Coach Hop dials up for his defenses this series.
Of course, Coach Hopkins is up top above us and
Right.
on top of the press box. Thornborough back to kick again. That one's screaming to the end zone again.
Yep, there we
Charleston could have returned that if he could have caught it, but
That
it
was,
went
that
over
was
his
a
head.
tough play.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. If
He
you
was
do
about
catch
his
it, I mean,
one.
you're on the 1 yard line. It's a tough catch because it was coming at a very high rate of speed.
Right. What is the rule, Deej, if he had caught that and his momentum carried him into the end zone? Is that an immediate touchback? Okay.
Any kind
okay.
of momentum into the end zone is a touchback. Now, if you got it and then ran backwards,
And
then
they tackle you, that's a
then you're a
safety, right?
but
Okay.
any kind of momentum or fumble of the ball, juggle
Right.
of the ball that
Right.
goes into the end zone is a touchback.
Well, and I think he actually maybe have touched that, but
he did, I believe, or he may have. I couldn't really tell, but it looked like he did. And that would be still a touchback.
right.
Now, punt's different.
Oh yeah.
Dropping back to pass. Murray looking deep.
Just throwing that one up, and he's open. Oh, that
And
might be a
could
flag.
They're not going to throw a flag.
Yeah, Charleston's coaching. They're looking for it.
Charleston coaches wanted that one. I
course,
understand the gripe.
Yeah. Of course, the rules have changed. You don't, or at least in high school and college, you don't have to play the ball. You know, in the NFL, they want you got to get your head around and play the ball. You can basically face guard, and that's what he did. But I thought he bumped him on that, and I thought that's what would draw the flag. But
that was essentially a jump ball pass that Sikeston tried earlier, and that time Charleston tried it. And you could see on that particular play, C.J. Posey was the defensive player, and he never could see it. The Charleston player tried to make a play on it.
Of course, there's something to be said, too, by not getting in the officials' ear to get those calls. Sometimes that – I'm not being critical of their coaches. They certainly had a gripe the first time. But when you get a unsportsmanlike conduct, sometimes the breaks don't go your way.
We've seen that in basketball for sure.
Oh, my gosh. What are you talking about?
Charleston now with a 2nd and 10. Penalty flag down, and that will be a delay of game against the Blue Jays. 5-yard penalty there. That'll bring it at 2nd and 15.
I was not paying attention to the play clock. Still 4:13 left to go in the first half. 30-8 Bulldogs. I like that score.
This is easily Sikeston's most lopsided first half. They did defeat Cartersville in week 1 by a pretty large margin, but it was a close game for the first half.
Right.
This is Sikeston jumped out quickly in this game. Hand off
there's
right
a little,
up the middle.
Yeah, that one was read quickly.
Preston Smith, number 53, and also is 56, if I can see the number right.
That was 38 on the carry.
56, Hayden Ehrlich? No, excuse me, 58, Camden Copeland. I just looked at the wrong name in the program. Camden Copeland and Preston Smith in on that play, and it brings up 3rd and 17. Clock is ticking, and it's under 10 seconds on the play clock. Charleston's got to hurry. 3:34 to go in the half.
Charleston called timeout, I think. Oh, no, they're calling for a reset of the play clock, I guess. Now they're – well, I was going to say, that was all – they're pretty quick.
I'm not sure why they reset the play clock, but that's what the official wanted to do, and we're back to it here. It's 3:21 to go in the game, or in the half. Murray rolling out, picked off. C.J. Posey with the pick 6.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we just talked about.
Right.
That Murray just threw a little soft dumpy pass earlier that was very dangerous, and he did the same thing right there, and you see what happens when you do that. You can't just loft soft passes out in the flat like that.
Deej, you'll notice in college games or NFL games where if they get pinned back, they are very reluctant to pass just because of that specifically. They're very reluctant to pass that way, and so they're running the ball. They might throw it after they get past the 20 or something like that. Now, that's not always the case, but you'll notice that a lot of times they're just reluctant to throw it down and that far. And the guys that do throw it, like a Tom Brady, he's not going to lob it. It's going to be on a line, and it's going to be where only his guy can catch it.
C.J. Posey all over that play. Just only had to run about 10 yards after catching it.
Do this again, Deej. We got to wait. Oh, well.
They are going for 2. Heckemeyer rolling out. He's going to try to run it in.
And
He's
got in
there.
Yeah.
He broke a couple tackles to do it.
That wasn't the way I was thinking that it was going to go. But we had 7 or 8 on this side on the gate, and there were 3 or 4 of them. So
Heckemeyer, I think you're right. I don't think it was designed to be that way. He was going to roll out and pass to somebody.
Yeah, and I don't think
nobody was open. He just took off and ran. Heckemeyer is a big kid. He's 6'3", 205 pounds.
Yep.
And he broke a tackle or 2 to get to the end zone. And with 3:15 to go in the half, it's now 38-8 Bulldogs. Going back to that turnover, it all started with the delay of game, and they had a couple plays that went backwards, and they were, next thing you know, you're backed up inside the 10.
Just reeling all of a sudden.
I mean, after a really great drive the previous series.
Yep. Kudos to Coach Hop. Got his guys. Again, I'm not exactly sure what adjustment he made, but whatever it was, whatever buttons he pushed or the strings he pulled or whatever switches he flipped, it certainly got the script flipped upside down.
And also a big part of that is Thornborough able to just
Well,
kick these balls in the end zone. They're starting on the 20 every time instead of, I mean, they're getting
again, they
more
have
field
no
position.
chance of running, no chance of any long run, like you said, getting to the 50 or getting on, on our side of the field. It's just not there.
That one is a line drive and also into the end zone.
Yeah.
It came up short but rolled in, and no chance at a return. I mean,
No.
that ball was kicked away from the Blue Jay player, and that's a win-win situation if he does pick it up.
Right.
You don't have
'Cause
blockers over there.
Right.
And it's going to be tough to get any yards if he does decide to return that ball. So once again, Charleston starting at the 20. Sikeston really dominating every phase of the game, including special teams.
Here's a few more scores from Mr. Rod Anderson. Donovan up 13-12 on East Prairie in the second quarter. Portageville up 8-0 on Malden in the second quarter. Kennett up 18-0 on Dexter in the second quarter. Valley Catholic 42-22 in the second quarter. Wow. Thank you, Rod, for the scores. Oh, did I miss another one there? Oh, 49. Who we got here? Scott City up 49-0 on Chaffee at half.
I'll tell you my Valley story. I never got to it
Oh,
earlier.
yeah.
And after this play, Charleston play clock running down again. They get the play off. Murray with a toss back the other way. That is going to be brought down for a loss. So we don't get to see Valley Catholic very often. I have had the opportunity to see them
I don't think I've ever seen them play a
about
game.
3 times in the last 7 or 8 years, usually on a Saturday or something like that, or maybe a playoff game. And I'm telling you, so impressive. I mean, just
Really.
And you're talking regular guys. They're not any bigger than anybody. They're not trotting out these Division I linemen or 6'5" quarterbacks. They're just regular guys.
Derek, I saw they sound a lot like Webb City. Now, Webb City is going to have probably some bigger kids. They're a bigger school. But I saw Webb City play Cape Central the year that was the semifinals, I think, at Cape Central. If you remember, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, however long that was.
Murray rolling out. He's got pressure from behind. He's trying to get away.
I don't know how he ran
brought
out of
down
that.
out of bounds. He may have picked up a yard or two.
But I remember
About 5 yards, excuse me. I looked at the wrong marker.
Al Young was still there. And I remember when we played Cape and they had Al Young, we had half our team on Al Young's side. They would bracket him is what I remember the defense or the defensive lineup against him. Webb City did not. They put one guy over on his side. They kicked. Remember how we'd kick the ball out of bounds? Mm-hmm. They kicked it to him. They went down and covered it. But, I mean, their kids were like you said, they weren't a bunch of 6'5" kids. I'm sure they had obviously some good players, but they they did not miss tackles. They did not miss assignments. It was unbelievable execution of football.
Another timeout. Play clock was down to 0, and Charleston just gets the timeout in before the delay of game. And Charleston will be faced with a 3rd and 9 when we get back.
Couple quick scores as we come back. Hayti up 22-0 on Kelly in the second quarter, and Cape Central and Poplar Bluff tied at 6 at half.
Cape Central might be getting healthy after having so many kids
they
out.
They could be, yeah.
I believe they were getting some of those guys back that were in the suspension that they had in the previous week.
Ooh,
nice play
what
in the
a
backfield.
play.
Preston Smith.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
All over that play from the get-go. He about took the handoff. He was in there so quick. Big loss on that play for the Blue Jays.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if Sikeston start burning some timeouts here to get this ball back.
Charleston will have to punt with a 4th and 15. And Sikeston will have 2:14 to go to do something with this ball. We talked about Valley Catholic earlier. I went to a game a few years ago. Me and Jinx were just talking about it. That they played Lamar, and Lamar had that big streak going where they won 6 or 7 straight state titles in Class 3. And they were just another small-town school.
They were the ones that ran the 2-quarterback system?
Yes, they had kind of a 2-quarterback system.
I saw them in Malden.
Yeah, I did too. I went and saw that game as well when Malden had one of their great teams. And Lamar came to Valley. I said, well, that was on a Saturday afternoon, so I'm going to go up and watch that. I want to see this Lamar team, and this is a great matchup. And Lamar just killed them.
Wow.
It was not even close. I mean, as good as Valley was, Lamar was even that much better. And, of course, playing a much larger school in a different class.
By the way,
take down these schools out of St. Louis. It's just, how are they doing this?
I've actually been to Lamar. It's not, I mean, it's a small town. You're right. I went to the game, the Cape Central game with Dr. Cord Shehai. But he was not a doctor then. He was just regular.
He's just regular Cord.
He's just regular Cord at that point.
Now he's doctor.
He's Dr. Shehai, excuse me. Or as some say, she-he. Cord, if you're watching, buddy, give me a holler sometime. Got a flag down.
Charleston gets the punt away. There is a flag down in the backfield.
I think we ran into the kicker. I didn't see. Oh, they were legal shift.
Yeah, legal shift against the Blue Jays. They may make them
I punted again because we got in there. We got close.
There's 2:04 to go in the half. 38-8, Sikeston. That 5-yard penalty will have the Blue Jays backed up even more, all the way back to the 10-yard line, inside the 10, and they're going to have to punt again.
4th and 20, Blue Jays.
And Sikeston thinking maybe they can block this or get a good return out of it.
Right.
Or maybe induce a bad snap. You never know.
Never know. We've had one this year, went out of the end zone. Certainly.
Low snap. They do not get the block. That will be a chance to return.
I was just going to say those low snaps or low kicks are.
So CJ's got a chance here. He's going to hold the flag.
I thought he was going to throw it.
CJ
he had
with
it
a
in his
lot
hand.
of room. And inside the 10. I'm telling you, Matt, we had a crackback or peel back block over
He
here.
had it in his hand, Deej, and he just sort of put it up. Because he didn't just decleat the guy. He just sort of nudged him, and I think that's what saved the flag.
The official literally pulled the flag out of his pocket.
He did.
And then just kind of shook his head and said, no, that was
it's
clean.
not. It was.
Sometimes when you get just a second to think about it instead of a snap reaction.
And
it could have easily gone for a flag.
Absolutely.
But
fantastic return, by the way.
Great return. We were talking about that more than CJ's return. And he's inside the 10. He was brought down at the 7, so Sikeston in business again. 1st and goal at the 7.
And
over the shoulder throw.
He caught that over Coleman.
Connor Wallace with the catch. So
over Coleman. Tell you what, Connor Wallace is having a game.
That's 3 touchdowns receiving for Connor Wallace.
I don't know if you see the ball. You see the sign down here, Derek. It says "Pass the ball to Connor."
Well,
they are listening tonight.
Yep. Coach Pulley took a look at that sign.
He must have seen it.
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
We're going to pass to Connor, and he's going to catch touchdowns.
Absolutely. Tell you what, you catch one over Rico Coleman, that's doing something. That kid is an athlete.
He's their most athletic player.
By far.
And that kick easily through the uprights, kicked onto the track. And the Bulldogs pulling away 45-8. And there's still time to go in this first half. 1:42 left. And Matt, that is the magic number
35 points. That's 37 points, so actually. But,
yeah, excuse me.
But yes. No, 35 is the magic number. 37 is.
Don't count on my math, but I know that 35-point spread when I see it. And if that continues into the second half, you're going to have a running clock the whole way.
I was like, wait a minute. I was scratching my head. I was like, yeah, that's 35.
I misspoke.
Hey, it's all right.
I meant to say the 35-point spread.
There we go. Mr. Beidler now. We'll come behind you and sweep it up. We got it.
Clean up my mess. But Charleston has 1:42 left in the half. We'll see if they can get it under that mark. Sikeston does get the ball back at the half. This Blue Jay team has had their struggles this year. One win against Chaffee.
Okay, there we go.
Excuse me.
Man,
I'm just
Deej,
all over the place.
you are all over.
It was Chaffee?
See,
Okay.
now Jinx, you're killing us back here. Jinx corrected him and said it was.
I thought I've been all over the place tonight, but I guess I got that one right. So they did beat Chaffee. It was early in the season.
Yeah.
They lost a game to Portersville. They had 10 turnovers, Matt.
Holy
10
moly.
turnovers against Portersville.
That was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lot of turnovers.
That is a bunch of turnovers.
I would say 3 is a lot of turnovers. Another end zone
Char-
kick.
I'm not laughing at them. They're just kind of standing there when Dylan kicks it. They're just kind of looking at it, kind of like the old Pedro Guerrero. When Jack Clark hit that home run, he just kind of looked at it. Of course, he threw his glove down, by the way. If you ever watched that video or watched that clip, he gets mad and fires his glove to the ground. But
Kind of like the Cardinals watched Chris Taylor's home run the other day.
I wasn't going there, but you had to bring it up. But
You just brought it up
well, not
against
that
the
one.
Dodgers.
Not that one. I wanted the Cardinals to win. That'll bring up that one. It's kind of like the 07 against Notre Dame. I've had that that one seared from my memory. That one's I don't even remember. That never happened according to me.
I was a happy camper Wednesday night after that home run.
Oh my gosh, Mr.
know.
Beidler, you're gonna have to find yourself another play-by-play guy. He's a Dodgers fan over here.
Hey, I got Blake DeWitt on my side.
I was texting Blake that game.
No gain on that play. I believe that was Murray on the quarterback keeper. He's brought down for a loss of a couple.
He kept telling me, "Boy, this would be epic if Pujols walked it off." And I said, I told him I'm going to throw up in my mouth if that happens.
I would have loved that. But I was happy the way it played out.
I mean, they're the better team, but one game playoff in baseball, you never know.
I was upset that the Dodgers even had to play a one-game playoff because they won
won
106 games, and we got to play a win-or-go-home game.
They didn't win their division.
I know. I mean, that's the first time that's ever happened. The team wins 106.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. Whoa.
So under a minute in the half, Charleston rolls, and it's Murray rolling out. Another soft pass to the flat. That's number 38, tackled by McDermott.
Pass completion number 38, Darian Carlisle.
Guess Charleston's going to be content to probably just get this one into the
Blaine McDermott.
locker room here.
3rd and 4.
About 30 seconds left to go in the half.
Could be the final play of the half, depending on what happens.
Well, they'll have to snap it once at least.
27 seconds to go in the half. Clock is ticking. They're in no hurry.
About a 10-second differential in the play clock and the actual clock.
It's 3rd and 4. Game clock
Claxton's
now
got
12.
6 guys back.
Charleston is going to get this first down. And if he gets out of bounds, they'll have another play.
Yep.
So he does get out of bounds. 5 seconds to go in the half. Charleston they have a number of options here. They can just have a running play or try to throw a bomb. I don't think they will throw a bomb because I don't think Murray will have the arm to get it very far down the field towards the end zone.
Not based on these short passes.
They will probably just have a running play and just see how far they can
Well, they
get.
marked that back a lot further than I thought. What happened?
That's just where
I thought he
steps
was
out.
about the 50.
So it's going to be they're going to be 60 yards from the end zone. I imagine they'll just hand this off and just see what happens.
Tell you what, this right tackle on this side, number 55, my goodness, he's a large young man.
Charleston's going to call timeout and think
Play
about
clock was running down,
what they
I
want
guess.
to do. Number 55, is that what you said? It's 55?
I think that's his number. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, they don't have him listed
Yeah,
correctly.
they do. Darian Jackson. No, what?
6'1", 190. I
No
believe
way.
he is larger than that.
No way. Yeah. Maybe I'm looking at something else, but that's who I thought it was.
They do have some big, huge linemen down there.
They got a 58 that's 6 foot 260. That's about what I would guess. I mean, he's like a big athletic kid on this right tackle.
So if you're Sikeston in this case, you send about 5 guys deep.
Yeah, they had 6 back on that previous play, and that's why they got a, as you call it, he got loose and picked up several yards.
Maybe they only bring 3 to the quarterback and send everybody else deep and just keep him in front of you. It doesn't matter if he gets 20, 30, or 40 yards. Just don't let him get 60.
Just exactly. Got a few more scores here. Hayti is up 50-3 on Kelly at half.
So here's the snap. They are going to throw it. Murray rolling out.
And, oh my gosh.
Dangerous play by Murray. He avoided the sack, and there is 0.3 of a second on the clock.
Oh my gosh. Jackson's up 42-0 over Farmington. Hey, as they say, Deej, that escalated quickly.
The beat goes on.
Yeah. Valley up 50-22 against New Madrid County.
Wow.
Whew. Madrid County's got a pretty good team. I mean, they're not a bunch of slouches.
Yeah, they had a good season last year. They returned a lot of those guys this year.
Right.
Okay, here's the final play. Another pass play coming up. He's looking over the middle.
Ooh.
Almost intercepted, but it drops incomplete. And that will bring us to the half. Let's see who that was. Is that Preston Smith again? I believe so, 53. So we've called his name several times tonight.
Absolutely.
Preston is everywhere on defense, and the Bulldog defense has stepped up this entire first half. 45-8, Sikeston leads at the half. We will have a 15-minute halftime break, and we will be back here for some third quarter stats.
the Sikeston Bulldogs best of luck this fall season. Go, Dogs!
And we are back for the second half of this game. A few halftime stats, courtesy of David Jenkins of the Standard Democrat. Charleston has 114 total yards. Murray, the quarterback, 5 of 10 passing for 60 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He's been sacked twice. And here's where it really jumps out at you. Charleston only has 54 yards rushing, most of that on that one drive. They've gone backwards a lot, 5 penalties for 50 yards, and 2 very costly turnovers, both turned into points. The Bulldogs with 186 total yards, and it would probably be more than that, except they've had a short field most of the night. Sikeston has had great field position. I think they've had at least 3 drives, maybe 4 starting drives.
Inside the 30.
Inside the 30, and, of course, then had a pick 6 as well. So Heckemeyer 7 for 10 passing for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. Connor Wallace, the big night so far, 4 catches for 76 yards, 3 of those for touchdowns. Sikeston's school record is 4 receiving touchdowns in a game.
Oh, hello.
Now, it's going to be tough to get that because it's going to be running clock, and
Yeah.
probably Sikeston won't be throwing the ball very much. Hampton, the big game on the ground, 7 carries for 76 yards. He has a touchdown. And also Keodrick Sherrod, only 2 carries tonight. One of those did go for a touchdown. 86 rushing yards for the Bulldogs. And we talked about penalties last week, how it really just ruined Sikeston's chances of winning the game.
Just
3 penalties for 25 yards. That's manageable. You can live with that.
Right.
For sure. Thank you to David Jenkins for those stats.
Onside kick is not going to go 10 yards.
It might. Nice job by Sikeston being patient. Who is that? That is number 59 for the Bulldogs, Carter Goodman. Really smart play by Goodman. I'm telling you, that ball was trickling around. It didn't look like any way it was going to go 10.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it ever did, but he made sure. And he dove on it with really no chance of
Deej, the
Charleston getting
roving
that ball.
reporter that I am, and the guy always looking for the insight. When I was at half, I just happened to be walking downstairs, and Coach Hop was beside me, and I said, "Hey, Coach, what did you guys do a little bit differently? You were talking about defensive adjustments." He said, "Well, we didn't really do a whole lot." I said, "Well, early they were kind of gashing us, or the one drive." And he said, "Well, what happened, we sort of flattened out our linebackers. They were sort of getting in too tight. Their line was really getting up to us quick, and that's kept us, they got their blocks on us." He said, "So we flattened out, widened out, and then
Just
slight adjustments. That's all it was." And so as from the novice eye that we are, I couldn't tell. But obviously there had to be something that they had done. And so thanks to Coach Hop for sharing that with me. I don't think there's anything confidential or anything that I've shared there. But that's just what they did to make an adjustment.
That first carry went to Sherrod for 6 yards. That is number 26. That may be Gorman. Let's see if I can get his number. No, excuse me. Malachi Kellum on that carry. The first time we've called his name this year.
I didn't realize he played football.
Yeah, Malachi, he was on the team last year. Played junior varsity. So Malachi with a nice run there. And
Very nice young man, too.
Yes, he is. Very respectful and mannerly and just a good kid. First down for the Bulldogs on that carry by Malachi Kellum. 1st and 10 at the Blue Jay 35. Back to the shotgun, Heckemeyer. 4-man wide, Kellum in motion. And they're coming back to Keodrick Sherrod on the counter. And a gain of 6 on that play. Sikeston opening some holes for these running backs, Matt.
Looks like they are, even with Charleston knowing that they're probably not going to pass, they're still able to move the ball. And on that point, Deej, when they know that you're going to run, you got to give all the credit to your offensive line. They're making some good blocks, making good holes for your running backs to hit. That's just what it comes down to.
Toss sweep to Keodrick Sherrod, trying to get a little room there. Not much there. He got a couple. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Bulldogs.
Tackled by number 50, DeMarquan Ewing. 3rd and 2 Bulldogs.
Sikeston very content to keep this ball on the ground. That clock is going to move the entire half until somebody scores or calls timeout. Coming to Sherrod again. A big hole up the middle. Lots of room. And tackled at the 3.
It was a great tackle. Uh-oh.
Huge hole
Blue Jay down.
for Sherrod and a touchdown saving tackle.
Thomas Murray.
didn't get a number. I believe it was number 8 for the Blue Jays that made that tackle. Thomas
Rami?
Murray, who is the quarterback.
Rami, oh, I'm sorry. That's number 1.
So Charleston has a man down near where the line of scrimmage was. There's 9:27 to go in the third quarter. And we have a little break here for a timeout. We'll be right back. Back to it. The Charleston injured player was able to walk off the field on his own power. It's actually Jace Riddle at quarterback for the Bulldogs. He's been in this entire drive. I didn't catch the number. But Jace Riddle in at quarterback leading the Bulldogs on this drive. They are at the 3-yard line, 1st and goal. Sherrod up the middle, and he is in for the touchdown. So Sikeston takes the opening possession of the third quarter, all on the ground, and just really.
Interestingly, Deej, we were talking about it in the half with some other folks here in the press box. In the third quarter, if you're up by 35, the clock runs except on like a touchdown. But in the fourth quarter, if you still maintain the 35-point advantage, it runs during the touchdown.
I believe that is a recent rule change. It
uh-huh.
used to stop on all scores all the way through the rest of the game, or maybe sometimes you would even see them stop it on penalties. There's different rules that have been implemented on that turbo, quote-unquote, turbo clock.
Right.
That is one of the greatest things in high school sports, I'm
Yes.
telling you. Both
Yes.
ways. Thornborough with the kick through the uprights, and 9:13 to go in the third quarter. Sikeston now leads 52-8.
Oh, Deej, I got a couple of scores here real fast that Mr. Anderson sent to me. Kennett's up 18-0 over Dexter at half. If you're curious about baseball, the Red Sox are up over the Rays 8-6 in the 6th. Valley Catholic up 57-22 over New Madrid. That was a half score. Scott City up 55-0. Final? 55-0 final?
It's a quick one, isn't it?
Okay, maybe that one is. That one's,
A lot of runs.
yes.
Now, there is one important baseball game tonight. I don't really care much about the Red Sox or Rays, but there is a team in blue out west playing the dreaded Giants.
Oh, man, I had forgotten. I can't believe it slipped my mind that you're a Dodgers fan.
How can you forget?
Well,
It's been
You're
my whole life.
well, how many World Series are you behind the Cardinals now? About
Like 2 or
14 or
3.
15?
Like 2 or
Oh,
3.
come
isn't it?
on
It's like
now.
Dodgers
Come
got-
on now.
Dodgers got like 8.
Yeah, the Cardinals got
Like
11.
So it's like 3.
Yeah, but that's a lot.
Dodgers have more World Series appearances, more playoff appearances.
But we're talking about rings now.
Nobody cares. And most of those come before our lifetime.
That's true. Except 2011
They did.
and 6.
Like I said, most of them before our lifetime. That's 2 of them. Into the end zone, Dylan Thornborough with the kick. What I know is who is the current champ until dethroned.
They are. Of course,
Yeah.
Mr. Beidler said Dylan's leg is a little tired from the evening's festivities, only going about 62 yards now.
Coming up a little
A little short of the back line.
Clock is stopped momentarily. And the Blue Jays will start their possession at the 20 pretty much all night
just
long.
gonna
This has
say
been the
they've
case,
started
other
a
than the
lot
opening
of
kick.
times.
They return the opening kick, and
Yep.
the rest of them have been in the end zone. Sikeston getting some guys on late. Charleston goes ahead and snaps it. They don't wait on them, but brought down for a loss. Handoff quickly to the fullback, I believe it was. Is that 56? 58 again. Is that Copeland again? Yeah, that was Copeland again on the tackle.
Tackle by number 50.
2nd and 11 for the Blue Jays.
Loss of a yard on the play. 2nd and 11, Charleston.
At this point, Matt, if you're Sikeston, you just want to get out of here without an injury.
That's exactly.
You get the big lead. You want to get this thing over with as
Yeah,
quickly as possible.
Yeah. You're burning the clock as much as you can as far as
Another run brought down for a loss. Also, once the opportunity presents itself, you can get some younger guys in the game.
Right.
So a good chance to play some JV kids
Yeah.
on the Friday night
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah. That's correct.
Tackle by number 4, Satron Hampton.
By the way, if you remember, just a few short years ago, we replaced these lights. These are fantastic, by the way. Weren't there 6 before? Now they're 4, or were there always just 4?
Oh, yeah, well, you
Remember
say
the-
a few years ago. It's more like 20-something years ago.
No,
yeah.
no. It's
Yeah.
been since I've been on the school board. We replaced the actual.
Yeah, but you had 6 light poles.
Yeah, now
total.
there's just 4.
Now there's just 4. 'cause
Yeah,
the lights
they're
are
so much brighter. The LED
Yeah.
or whatever.
3rd and 11 play. Murray rolling out. He's
Uh-oh,
fumbled. Mark
And-
Fisher was able to cause that
Tried to
fumble. The Bulldogs
that's-
recover at the 1.
That's Satron, looks like.
Mark Fisher with kind of the
With
strip
the
sack.
sack, exactly right.
And he is wound up. Look at Fisher coming off the field doing a shoulder bump with Coach Moorhead. And Satron Hampton, I believe, was on the recovery
I think that's right. Yep.
at the 1. So Sikeston all over the Blue Jays tonight. That clock continues to roll.
What are we? Is that the 3rd turnover tonight?
I believe that's right. The 3rd turnover. They had the pick 6 earlier. A very costly fumble.
Fumble
on
early.
A first down play. Sikeston scored on the next play.
That's
very
correct.
early in the game.
Yep.
Chase Riddle back in at quarterback. Sherrod up the middle.
Yes, sir.
And
And,
just short
Yeah.
of the end zone. He is maybe a football length away from the end zone.
2nd and goal, Bulldogs.
Didn't your Golden Domers take one on the chin last week?
did.
Yeah. Was that not Rutgers?
It was Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Yeah, they're a good squad. They're not
I
a
believe
joke.
They moved up to 6 or 7
Yeah,
nationally
right,
ranked.
right.
Notre Dame, to be quite honest, was overranked. They were 9, I believe, in that game, and they are not very strong this year. Unfortunately for the Golden Domer fans.
The quarter will be over before you finish their name.
2nd and goal at the 1. That is not Sherrod. That's 35 for the Bulldogs. And that is Rashid Abu Kadir on those carries. So Abu Kadir, I think I misspoke when it was Sherrod earlier. I believe it is Abu Kadir on both of those carries. And no gain on that play. Maybe even a loss. Loss of a yard or 2. That ball is outside the 2-yard line. And it's now 3rd and goal. Scoreboard has 3rd and 3. So this could,
Wow,
if they
these
don't
games
get
are getting
this
over quick. Jackson 55-0 final over Farmington.
Toss sweep to Abu Kadir going backwards. And 4th down coming up out of bounds. Is this another field goal opportunity, you think,
Say,
Matt? Or
that's what I looks. I see Coach Pulley.
are they just
He's
they're
looking.
gonna try it
Yep, there
out.
they go.
Thornborough is coming out.
That's a quick final. My goodness, 55-0. I mean, not the score. I'm not surprised at the score. Just surprised it's over that quickly. We're still in the 3rd quarter.
This game actually has not been very slow. There's been
No?
a few penalties.
No.
When you put up a lot of points, it slows the game down. But those scores you're giving me are high-scoring games.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Uh-oh.
Tell her on nicer with turbo clock you can't read the cheerleaders.
So Thornborough with a 20-yard attempt, and it
Got
is
it.
through and good.
Was a little bit of a low snap. Joseph was able to scoop it up and get the ball down and able to boot it through.
20-yard field goal that time for Thornborough. He had a 45-yard attempt earlier, and it was blocked.
Yeah.
I was real curious to see what would happen on
Yeah,
that, and it got
yeah.
blocked. I was really wanting to see if he had. I know he has the leg for it.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
a
for
matter
sure.
of getting blocking,
Right.
snap, and hold down.
Right. That's
And then, of course, kicking it through.
you know, we see it happen so often, even in the NFL and college football that you watch on Saturdays, that you make a lot of these kicks, But it's not a for sure thing. I mean, there's a lot that can go wrong, or the lot that you have to go right to get the kick to go through. 55-8, 4:47 left to go in the third. And after when the fourth quarter starts, it will basically be 15 minutes long, or excuse me, 12 minutes, because it basically won't stop, other than an official timeout or an injury, and so we certainly are not hoping for injuries to either team.
Thornborough kicking again. He's had a lot of work tonight. That one into the end zone again. And another touchback for Thornborough. That's at least 7 or 8 touchbacks, isn't it? He's added a
Was
field
there?
goal.
I can only think of one that was not a touchback.
Just the first one,
Yeah.
the very first one.
Oh yeah.
7 touchbacks, according to
7
official
touchbacks.
statistician David Jenkins. So, quite a weapon when you have a guy like that who can kick it in the end zone, and they're going to miss him next year. He's a senior.
Yes.
One of the Sikeston has done this for a few years, pull off a soccer player, and been
For a
several
long
of those,
time.
several of those over the years.
Yes. Yes.
And Dylan, of course, is a really good soccer player for the Bulldogs.
I'm.
And comes over on Friday nights.
Hopefully there is another soccer player first that's willing to do it, and we're very thankful that Coach DeMint with the soccer team allows his kid to come over. You're typically, you won't say it's never going to happen, but typically they don't get hurt. I mean, the kicker, and they're not involved in the in the middle of something. What we got going on here?
So we had a fumbled snap. Sikeston is saying they recovered it. The officials are going to discuss it. Sikeston did come away with it, but I don't know how they're going to rule this. I'm not sure what the official signal is there.
Looks like Charleston's backing away from the ball, so it looks like they're keeping it.
Sikeston was very adamant that they recovered the fumble. I'm not sure what they are discussing, though. Charleston already has a play called, and they've already broke the huddle. The White Hat
He's still not.
talking to his refereeing partner, and Charleston's going to keep it. So that'll be a 2nd and 10 after that fumbled exchange. Handoff. Nope, another.
Oh, whoa.
I'm not sure what happened, but Charleston, look, I guess it was misdirection because I got lost on the play, Matt. Was it a fumble again? Yeah, I guess it was another fumble. I got totally lost on that play.
I was confused.
And Charleston came away with about a 3-yard gain.
Charleston has a new quarterback in, number 5.
Genoa Wells.
Genoa Wells, yeah.
So it's going to be 3rd and 7. We're at 3:45 to go in the third quarter. Clock continuing to tick. This half will go quickly.
As Chris Berman would say, tick, 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 tick.
Man in motion. Toss to number 12.
Turned it back inside to the
That's Blaine
traffic.
McDermott on the
Blaine,
scene to
good
make
tackle.
the tackle.
Boy, Blaine.
Blaine, we've called his name a couple of times tonight. He's making plays. That's DJ Williams on the carry.
Number 12, DJ Williams, ball carrier.
Blaine McDermott, a 5'8 junior.
Tackled by number
First on the scene and is able also to bring him down for a loss.
Blue Jays.
It's now 4th and 8. Will Charleston punt? Sikeston has a new punt return man. That's Trey Gorman back to receive the punt. Charleston is going to punt, or at least they're lining up to punt.
Who is their Deej? I can't tell who their punter is.
It may be Murray, the quarterback.
Oh.
He's got those pink socks.
Yeah, I was thinking Rico, but that's not Rico.
Barely gets it away. Trey Gorman with a nice catch on the punt. He's got a lot of room. Charleston's falling asleep. Charleston acted like the play was dead. I don't think they ever saw him. Trey Gorman caught that punt and was just darting down the sideline, and I just saw a bunch of blue jerseys just watching him like they thought the play was over.
Tell you what, he was quick. He is quick. Got an update here. Hey Ty, all over Kelly, 62-3 in the fourth. Portageville up 16-6 on Malden. And my favorite score of the evening, the Giants are up 2-0 on the bad guys.
Why are you rooting for the Giants? Oh my gosh, they're awful.
I'm just more just giving you grief. They're awful. They actually have more wins than the Dodgers
I
did.
know.
How many did they have? 107?
107. They
Okay.
stink, though. Isaiah Jimerson Patterson on that carry. And he had about 11 yards on that run and got a first down. He ran out of bounds about the 10-yard line. Bulldogs with a lot of backups in the game now. Jace Riddle in at quarterback. Number 27 is Trez Clark. He's in at running back. A couple freshmen in there. There's Sikeston in no hurry to get the play off. Running as much clock as possible. Trez Clark, nowhere to go on that play. Hit immediately, and he lost about
There's a flag. They threw a flag. I bet there's going to be a late hit.
I never saw the penalty flag. It's
Yeah,
over on
yeah.
this sideline.
He flipped it. It's on the. That's what it's got to be, unless there's maybe a face mask. Nope.
Personal foul
yeah.
against
It was a
Charleston.
late hit. Yeah, he was out of bounds.
So that'll be an automatic first down,
That's
half the distance to the goal.
yeah.
He was brought down about the 15-yard line, and I believe that's a spot foul where the infraction happened.
Right.
So it'll be at about the 7.5-yard line.
Personal foul against the Blue Jays.
Clock stops momentarily on the penalty. 47 seconds to go in the third quarter.
I didn't see the late hit. I just happened to glance that way and saw the flag come out. Guess they didn't really tackle him. Maybe they just shoved him when he was further out of bounds. I'm not sure what
couldn't
happened.
tell. I have a pole right in my way. I couldn't really see it.
Second and goal from the 8 Bulldogs.
Sikeston with 4 wide receivers. Trez Clark in at running back. Toss sweep to Trez. Cuts back
nice
across
cut.
the middle.
He may
He's
get
got
in.
a chance
He
to
may
get in the
get
end
in.
zone,
He
and
sure
he does.
did.
So Trez Clark ran a long way to run 5 yards, or excuse me, 7 yards, but he got in the end zone for a touchdown. I know Trez. I coached him in junior high basketball, and he's got a lot of family from Charleston, so I bet that's an exciting
boy.
time for him
Oh, boy.
in front of his family and friends.
Got another quick update here. Kennett up 24-0 on Dexter in the fourth quarter.
Bulldogs continuing to pour it on.
And one more. Wow. Valley 64-22 over New Madrid County. Wow.
Valley now competing in Class 3. Thornborough with the kick. It is up and good.
Wow.
36 seconds to go in the third quarter. Sikeston extends the lead 62-8.
Well, the clock will certainly run in the fourth quarter. So, again, barring any injuries or official timeouts, it will be just 12 minutes long. So we'll have to get to what we're going to get to there, Deej.
Sikeston came into this game with a 4-game losing streak, and they are going to snap that streak emphatically tonight with a resounding win over the arch-rival Blue Jays.
Move to 3-4.
Be 3-4 with a victory tonight. Tough games coming up at New Madrid next week, and then closing the regular season schedule with Kennett here the following week, and then district play will start.
That's the 10th game now.
That'll be the 10th game. You don't know your opponent until the final games are played, and you're seeded out of a group of 7 or 8 teams, depending on how many are in your district. Sikeston most likely will be on the road for that game unless they happen to win out in these next 3 weeks.
Never know. I would say it's hard to say, well, we beat a team by X and they beat a team or they lost to a team by X. You know, that's sort of the hard game. But just based on the score, and unfortunately, I certainly don't want a kid to be injured. But I would say Kennett with one of their loss with a good tackle from behind. Is that CJ?
CJ Posey was able to catch number 16. Let's see if I can find his number.
Dante Shaw.
Charleston, if you're listening, please send these in numerical order next time. There's 16. Ziante Shaw on that return.
Well, but anyway, with Kennett, with their, that'd be the last play. We're going to the fourth quarter. But anyway, with Kennett's big back out, and just based on the score, 18 points to Dexter, would seem that could be a competitive game, even though it'll be down there. Maybe it'll be a competitive game. So
Kennett will be here. Yeah, that
I'm
game will
sorry.
be here, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the end of the third quarter. Sikeston up 62-8. We'll be back in 1 minute for the fourth quarter. We are back for the start of this fourth quarter. This clock will run the entire way. Sikeston is leading 62-8 over the Blue Jays. Sikeston, well, they've been doing it all night. They line up defensively just in a straight line, and then once Charleston is ready to snap, they go to their defensive formations. Very unique. I have not seen that. Something different tonight. Charleston tries to go up the middle. I couldn't tell who had the ball, but nothing there, maybe a yard.
Yeah, the way one of the Bulldog defenders hit the ground looked like the ball came loose. I'm not sure that it did, but the way they sort of dove in there, laid on the pile, looked like the ball came loose. But
I believe that was Carlisle for the Blue Jays on the carry, number 38. Am I saying that right? Let's see. Darian Carlisle.
yeah,
Gain of 1 on that play. This game will be over in 11 minutes and 22 seconds unless there's an official stoppage of the game, because the clock just moves entirely in the fourth quarter. A lot of backups in the game for at least Sikeston. Charleston with a few backups themselves.
play action.
Quarterback rolling out. He got hit as he threw.
Sort of wrangled around the neck.
That's Tayshawn Clark, freshman quarterback for the Blue Jays.
Who were some of the Clark? Was that
Tayshawn,
Demarion,
of course,
or,
went to school here, and I coached him in junior high basketball.
Okay.
He moved over to Charleston in 8th grade. And
see some from the Clark lineage that way? Was that Demarion?
His daddy is Dante Clark,
Okay.
former quarterback for the Blue Jays and basketball player. Dante was a tremendous athlete.
What was the Clark kid that went to played football like Austin? Justin Clark. Justin Clark. Yeah.
Tayshawn's the son of Dante Clark,
Okay.
who's very fast. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the fastest quarterbacks you'd ever
Holy
seen.
moly! How'd he get out of that?
Somehow he escaped. Number 1, Rami Turner on the carry.
Yeah, something flipped out on the field there. It looked like a piece of a helmet or something. I don't know what that was.
Lost several yards on that play. That brings up 4th down. Charleston will probably have to punt here. I don't see a punt man coming out, though. They may just decide to go for it.
Yeah, they're not lining up like they're going for it. I mean, like they're punting.
Yeah, I figure they say, why not? 62-8, there's only 9 minutes to go in the
Right,
game.
right.
What's the point? So let's just go for it and see if we can get a first down.
Throw it to one of their playmakers, and if they could find the Coleman kid, that would certainly. That's
Handoff.
probably not going to get it done.
Immediately hit. That is number 68 for the Bulldogs on the tackle. And that is Hayden Hess,
Hayden Hess.
son of Drew Hess.
Drew
Another
Hess.
former, not a classmate of mine, he's a year behind me in school, but we went to school together and grew up together.
Was he 90?
He was 94,
Okay.
graduate. But I grew up with Drew. That's his son, Hayden.
Uh-huh.
Hayden, one of the starting offensive linemen for the Bulldogs. We don't call his name often. You don't usually call the offensive linemen's names, but if you're on defense, you may get your name called after you get a tackle.
That's right. That's right.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They had a turnover on downs there. Now at the 34, clock continues to roll. 8:30 to go in the game. Is that Abu Kadir?
It's Abu Kadir. That's exactly who it is.
Abu Kadir on the carry. Jace Riddle still in at quarterback.
Tackle by number 58, Charles David.
No gain on that play.
No gain, 2nd and 10 Bulldogs.
Another new running back in. A.C. Dixon, another freshman in at running
of
back.
a classmate of mine.
Yep, a classmate of yours. It'd be his grandson, I believe. A.C. gets maybe a yard there.
Yep, and they spelled it the same way, A-C-I-E. Rest in peace. I think he has passed. I think.
A.C. Dixon here had him in track last year. He got an injury. I never got to coach him. I really wanted to see him run on that track. He's very fast.
Yeah.
He's not very big, but he was a really good junior high football player, and I think you can see big things out of him in the next 3 years.
Yeah. Well, his grandpop was put together. My goodness. Just a bruiser.
A.C. Dixon on the carry. Maybe a short gain, not much there. Kind of bobbled on the exchange there. Didn't get a clean look at it.
For 4th down, we're going to kick a.
I think they'll just probably go for it from here. It's 4th and 9 for the Bulldogs. Sikeston getting all kinds of guys into the game that have not gotten much varsity action this year. 4th and 9, Riddle in at quarterback. Toss to Dixon. Nothing there, and he's knocked for a loss. And Charleston will take possession. They're going to mark it back at the 37. Charleston really with their first stop of the night on the Bulldogs. Or does Sikeston? I don't think Sikeston ever did punt.
We have not punted tonight.
So that's the first stop for the Charleston defense.
It's a long night playing defense. We're just about 6 minutes to go now in the 4th quarter. Sikeston up 62-8. Gonna pull out the 3rd win of the season. And we've talked about this before. I think you kind of penciled in 3, or so you would think, to start the season. I think anything now, and you're certainly not going to quit. You're like, well, okay, we hit 3. That's kind of what we thought. No, we're not going to stop there. But the next 2 are certainly going to be tough. And you know what? I'm betting on Coach Pulley. I think we're going to pull out one of the 2, Deej. I'm going full red and black optimism, as I totally am. I think we got a chance against Kennett. And I think we got a chance against New Madrid. If we can make some plays and we can put the ball in the end zone, I think we're gonna have a good chance.
A tackle for a loss by Luke Gadberry with a big hit.
Luke.
He's another freshman. He comes up with a tackle for a loss there. 2nd and 11 for the Blue Jays. A lot of speed on the outside. That's number 21 for Charleston. He's run out of bounds by the Bulldogs. Marcus Sanders, number 80 for the Bulldogs, running him out.
He's a freshman too, correct?
Yes,
or no?
he is.
He's a hooper.
Marcus, the son of Marcus Sanders, a couple years younger than me.
He's a hooper, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. We were watching
This is
him
his first
last
year
year.
playing football.
Is it? Well, he can get hot quick and just start knocking them down from everywhere.
Good defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
And does have the ability to knock down some shots. So Blue Jays now 1st and 10 at the 49. 4:05 to go in the game. Clock continues to tick. Handoff up the middle. He's got a little room outside. Breaks a couple tackles. and gets about 4 yards on that play. That was number 5, Ajanoa Wells. He's one of the bigger running backs the Blue Jays have back there. 6 foot, 195 pounds.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 Blue Jays.
Going to be 2nd and 6.
This clock is really cranking. We're down to 3:30.
Backups in for both sides to close this game out. Tayshawn Clark in at quarterback for the Blue Jays. Hands off to number 16. I can't find it.
Number 16, Deontay Shaw.
Deontay
Shaw
Shaw.
on the carry.
They made the,
Number 59, Carter.
That was another first down run. Blue Jays now on the move with 2:57 to go. They're at the Bulldog 37. Blue Jays like to tack on a little score here late. Sikeston Junior varsity in, trying to preserve the second half shutout.
we don't play freshman football anymore, do we? Just strictly freshman football?
I don't think there is a freshman team.
No.
They just combine it with the
Right.
JV now.
You remember we used to play just freshman football.
Yeah, I had a freshman schedule.
Ooh,
And
that was a dangerous pass.
pass complete. Josiah Combs on the tackle.
Pass complete to number 20, Roy Wiley.
Roy Wiley on that reception.
Tackled by number 31.
That was a gain of 6. And it's now 2nd and 4.
2nd and 5, Charleston.
May have been 5. Clock down to 2 minutes. Rolling out, Tayshawn Clark has some speed if he can get loose. And he got about 3 or 4.
That looked like that was sort of jumbled up there right from the beginning.
Trying to catch a number on who made the tackle.
Tayshawn Clark, the ball carrier.
Deej, before the quarter gets away from us, as the clock's been burning quickly, before we get off the air and forget, I want to thank Mr. Beidler and his staff for doing a superb job, providing it, making it very easy for Coach James and me to come in, and we basically say just put the headset on and start talking. And thank you for that. They do a fantastic job. Mr. Beidler does a great job with his students, and we put on a great production for our, not for just football, but just for our community, for basketball, for girls basketball, all the different sports where they're involved. And I want to say thank you very much. It's a, whoa, there was a block. Woo.
That was Clark. He got away from pressure and barely overthrown. Charleston faced with a 4th and 2.
Maybe one more play.
Probably one more. They might get 2.
If they hustle, but they don't look like they're in much of a, they don't have a big sense of urgency here. So, but anyway, to finish, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and in the production team and the audio visual team. Certainly make it easy for Derek and me.
Well, Sikeston was starting to celebrate. They sensed the victory. Coach Pulley got a Gatorade bath from the players. So they're all excited. Coach Pulley all smiles. Here's the final play of the game. A lot of room on the outside and brought out of bounds. That's Bo Riddle on the tackle. 4 seconds, clock ticking, and Charleston will just let it run out. So that's the final score. Sikeston wins this game against Charleston 62-8. They snap the 4-game losing streak, and that's the 135th game between these two rivals now in the bag.
Wow.
Impressive performance by the Bulldogs tonight, Matt.
Absolutely, Derek. It's great to see. We talked early about cutting out the penalties and mental mistakes, and I don't think there was a penalty in the second half that we had. You said 3 for 25 yards. Definitely manageable. If it were, I know what they say about ifs and nuts and candy and butts and all those things, but if we just had 3 for 25 last week, we would win that game, and by probably 2 scores. But it didn't happen that way. It's good to see the Bulldogs clean it up. It's good to see us sort of take to the air very quickly and connect with Connor Wallace. Had a big night, 3 scores, and 2 just I mean, within the first couple of minutes of the game. It was great to see. I saw Connor's mom, and I said to ask her about the sign. She said, well, that's somebody else holding it. But she said, maybe we should have held it up sooner. I said, maybe so. So that was great to see, getting new faces in here involved. It's great to see, great to pick up a win, sort of get closer back to that 500 mark. And, boy, if we could finish anywhere near that 500 mark, I'd say we had a fantastic season.
Well, they've eclipsed the win total of last year with this win tonight. Sikeston won 2 games last year. And already surpassed that with 3 games to go for sure. You got guaranteed 3 more games.
Right.
2 on the schedule, and then a district game that's yet to be determined. But yeah, big win tonight for the Bulldogs. Impressive performance.
Absolutely.
Really in every phase. They
Yep.
dominated offense, defense, and special teams. Charleston was able to get 1 score on a very good drive they had. Sikeston made some slight adjustments and really kept Charleston's offense bottled up for the night. We're going to get you some stats here in just a moment. Charleston had 151 total yards. I'll take that all day if you're Sikeston's defense.
They had, I don't remember what they had at half. Seemed like 100 or so. I don't remember.
Wasn't very much. Sikeston very happy with this win, and
Absolutely.
as they should
Boys
be.
celebrating, and they should be. Yep.
Well, you know, especially coming off last week, you just felt that one got away.
Yes, yes.
And really just a game that everybody in red and black thought we should have won that game and let it get away. So you get off the schneid a little bit, come out here and beat your rivals, and get ready for a tough one next week at New Madrid. So 247 yards for Sikeston. When you say,
Again,
well, that's not a whole lot, but Sikeston had the ball about 30 yards to go every time they got it.
If you remember, there was a couple of drives. Well, there was a pick 6 for one. There was a couple of drives inside the 10 when we started, so you're not going to get very many yards. But at the end of the day, you got to look at the points on the board.
Yeah, Heckemeyer's day was done at the half. He never played again in the third quarter, and I'm not sure that Wallace or really Posey did much either, other than maybe a couple of defensive possessions.
Right.
But Heckemeyer finished 7 for 10 for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then, oh, wait, that's halftime. Okay. I was looking at the wrong deal. But, yeah, really Sikeston's main playmakers, as we mentioned, Wallace, 4 catches for 76 yards, 3 of those going for touchdowns.
Yeah.
One shy of the single-game school record for touchdown receptions, 4 by Stephen Geralds in 1994.
Wow, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, Stephen was a sophomore my senior year, and we knew he was going to be a good one.
Heck yes.
And he had a big game that year against Oakville, set all kinds of school records that particular night, and one of those was 4 touchdowns receiving that night. Sikeston came out throwing tonight, and they were the aggressor, really throwing haymakers right off the bat.
Love to see it. Love to see the aggressiveness of play calling. As you said, a sudden change. I love it.
Hampton was the leading rusher for the Bulldogs. He had 76 yards rushing. Sherrod had 36 yards rushing. Sherrod had 2 scores. Hampton had his first touchdown of the season. And Trez Clark, freshman running back, came in and got him a late touchdown. Dylan Thornbrough with a 20-yard field goal to round out the scoring for the Bulldogs. Rami Turner caught Charleston's touchdown pass from Murray for their only score of the night.
Right.
So to wrap it up, Matt, Sikeston will have a road game at New Madrid next week. Tough game there.
Absolutely.
And we'll be back with you in 2 weeks for the Kennedy Indians, and you feel good about that game.
I do. I'm going on record right now. I think we've got a legitimate shot to pick up that win.
Next week against New Madrid, though, first things first. You got to take on the Eagles,
correct.
who, last check, were losing big to Valley Catholic.
Yes.
So, any final parting thoughts tonight?
Thank you, Rod, for the updates. Thanks, everybody, for contacting us during the game. Thanks for letting us know you're watching. We're trying to get our Nielsen ratings up so we can start maybe get an Emmy or something. So
Emmy, yes. Maybe some YouTube awards.
That's right. Again, thank you, Mr. Beidler and staff for all the great production.
Thank you, Coach Byler, as well, and we will see you in 2 weeks for our home finale against the Kennedy Indians. So long.